All right, let's do a cheers to the Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer Reviews podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
All right, let's do a cheers.
Check-in, come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello. It's not static, AM radio. It's the Play Alberta Nielson Show. Let's go. Everybody tuning in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macromala intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in, he's your dealer for life. The cracker 6 o'clock, I'm logging with some sirloin bites.
I can remember back being an 11-year-old kid about 75 pounds on the basketball court against the neighborhood bully, kicking his behind left, right, and center. And when it was all said and done, he was a little bit upset, so he punched me in the mouth. My uncles were over on the side observing, talking amongst themselves adult things. When he punched me in the mouth, I decided I'm running to my uncle. You know what he did? He pushed me back to him. I went back, he punched me in my mouth again. I ran to my uncle, looking for protection. Needed big bro to protect me. He pushed me back again. And you know what I did? I faced him in the eye. And I said, my uncle's not going to help me. So I punched him in the face. And then I looked him in the eye and I said, then what? Now what? Now what? Now what are you gonna do?
You're simply the best.
Eyes. You know what? I saw it in his eyes. Eyes. It's fun to watch his eyes. Eyes. And, you know, he narrowed his eyes. He's been a horse. His eyes narrow. I saw it in his eyes. He loves his eyes. Eyes. It's going in the net. Horse eyes. People were highly critical of his eyes. His eyes narrow. Eyes. Eyes. Eyes.
6:06 and a great Friday morning to you. Welcome back to the Nielson Show here at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, presented by Play Alberta. And whether you're listening on the iHeart, the TuneIn radio app, or up on our website, edmontonsportstalk.com, or watching this morning on YouTube. And if you are watching, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Great morning to you, and great morning to you. Will Fraser once again in for Dustin Nielsen today. Benny, of course, keeping it locked down. Lots to get. I mean, we talked about going into last night's evening with what we had on the menu between Week 8 in the CFL and the Red Hot Blue Jays. I left last night's viewing with a belly full. I don't know what more you could hope for.
Light night of sports.
Yeah.
Right? Like Major League Baseball only had 5 games, I think. CFL was the quote-unquote Thursday nighter in the CFL, which is not always, much like the NFL, not always delivering with the drama.
Yeah.
Did last night.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Comes down to a late field goal kick. Stampeders upset at home. That was wonderful. It was just a great night of sports.
You wouldn't need CeeLo Green to tee that one up, eh?
Heyo.
Like, take a seat, CeeLo. CFL's got this. We'll kick off the Thursday in style.
CeeLo Green.
And another night and another waking up in the middle of the night, as it were, for myself. Sirens on Wednesday.
Having a hard time. Hey?
And I mean, most of you, I think, heard that. The
boomer.
What do you call it? A clapper? Yeah, boomer size. That was loud.
Clap keeps you up. Doesn't wake you up. Heyo.
I'm clean. Yeah, what a storm. How shaking. Foundation, crumbling. Like, it was kind of like, oh.
It slept right through it.
And
got out to get into the car this morning, and it's like there's a foot of water everywhere. And I'm like, oh, I guess we had a bit of a storm.
Well, it was wet. There was also a storm passing through, like, supper time. My brother lives just in the burbs on the west.
Yeah.
They got soaked.
Yeah.
I didn't see a drip, nor a drop. Like, so it's kind of, I asked.
Which, yeah.
Ben, you had a bit
back
of
to the clap.
Storm action last night, did you?
Yeah. Caught a little bit of it. Woke up a little bit briefly, but I passed back out.
I like jolted out of bed. Like I sprung up. Like, it was like bit of an itch, though.
Yeah.
So if you did get affected by last night's, I mean, it was kind of, I like a good storm. I just wish it was during the daylight hours where I could enjoy it more. Mm-hmm. No wind, like no day, like, you know, a classic summer. You got the light show, you got the loud thunder, a little bit of moisture.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can do anything with that, you sicko?
No, it sounds like everything's working the way it should at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could go for a drink.
Yeah.
Good thing it's Friday, and we're going to be doing that in the third hour of the show. But it is, once again, Dustin Nielsen had the call last night, Stamps Alouettes. He is now embarking on a camping trip. Much like I envision this something like the Great Outdoors, not entirely scene for scene. But he's going with his friends. They're the Ackroyds. He's kind of the Candies.
Yeah.
You know,
if there's a steak to be eaten, he's taking that thing.
Yeah, the old 69er.
Yeah,
or something.
That's right.
Yeah. You get the shirt. But I just see him, you know, with the skis and the I don't know. I think I told you I think it's drum. I'm pretty sure it's like Badland country. And I think he's going to dress up like Alan Grant from Jurassic Park because he just saw the new one. Like, he loves dinosaurs, you know, doesn't?
Yeah.
So I think him and Marshall will have those wide-brimmed hats.
Okay.
Yeah. Just walking around with the short khaki shorts.
Yeah, he thinks he's Alan Grant. He's actually the chubby kid at the beginning who he threatens with the Velociraptor.
Looks more like a 6-foot turkey.
Yeah.
Slicing his belly up.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new Jurassic Park? Dusty,
No!
Dusty came on the air Monday, saw it, spoiled the whole thing for listeners and viewers. Like, he went through the whole...
My wife and I were in Revelstoke, and Revelstoke has a, like, 1950s style, old school downtown movie theater. Like, like the way it should, like, you think that it should. And they still show movies there. They had the new Jurassic Park movie showing. And unfortunately, my wife and I witnessed an all too real scene we were in one of the brew pubs enjoying ourselves. We were just playing some crib, drinking some beer.
Okay.
And one of the locals is saddled up at the bar, and a couple of the other guys who finished their day at work are stopping in for the drink before dinner. And the one guy is like, yeah, what time is it? And the bartender's like, it's 6:40. He's like, oh, okay. Well, tell me when it's 7:10. I'm supposed to take my kid to that dinosaur movie.
The dinosaur movie.
And so 7:10. Hey, it's 7:10. I got time for one more.
Well, you might as well be fueled up if it's,
His kid rolls in. It's like, Dad, we're supposed to be at the movie. No, it's all ads. It's all ads anyways. We got time.
It's gonna be busy there.
My wife and I are like, they're not catching that movie. I don't think they're getting to see that. I'm like, I would bet this is the third time he was supposed to take him to see that movie.
Yeah, but you walk in, the credits are playing. You don't have to. Like, what's the cutoff time for walking to a movie? I've seen people come in halfway through a film.
I mean, it is the beauty of the downtown Revel story. I mean, he literally was a block and a half away.
Yeah,
like so he could just finish.
And nobody's sitting in your seat because nobody's in the theater. Right. You have the place to yourself. A hot dog probably being sold there, like sane food to eat. Hey, like that type of thing.
Yeah.
One hot dog, please.
There's nothing crazy about this.
That was Gak, right? No, that was Braun, Lloyd Braun. Lloyd Braun. Lloyd Braun. Just liked ringing that bell. We are coming to you live from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio today. Treat yourself today on a Friday. Get a snack wrap there from Popeyes. Hell, make it 2, 3. We got a football game tonight. Maybe treat the family to a little football feast from Popeyes as the Elks coming off a bye in Regina tonight to battle the Roughriders. Good point. You're coming with the narratives this morning because it's the same with the Roughriders. They have a chance now to occupy first in the West.
Angle.
Or they could be fat and happy.
Yeah. Like this is...
I don't know what we see.
This is one of those... It could be really bad or really good for the Elks, depending on which way you look through the prism, right?
There's lots of ways you can tackle this.
Like when you're a team like Saskatchewan who knows that they can battle it out with Calgary for top spot. Calgary has a stumble last night, opening up a chance for Saskatchewan to take sole possession of top spot. And Saskatchewan is taking on the lowly Elks.
Oh, it's all written in the stars.
Right.
Yeah,
like this is one of those ones where it's like, perfect. Or, in fact, do they look at it and go, oh, well, now we've got a buffer. Now we can screw up and still stay tied for top spot. Like, are they inspired by the opportunity, or do they depress because they've got a buffer? Like that will be interesting to watch tonight in Saskatchewan.
It's an interesting, shall we say, I guess, character test of them at this stage of the season to see how that would relate in the latter part of the season come play or whatever. I mean, when you have something achievable to take, you grab it. You should. You
should. Yeah.
But
especially with VA going down with an injury.
Well,
we don't know how severe it is, how long it's going to be. He didn't. Vernon Adams did not look happy about it.
No.
Like he very
stumbled
much,
a bit after the hit, getting up.
And on the sidelines, kind of teary-eyed. Like, you don't know if he knows just how long it might be. So all of a sudden, you're Saskatchewan sitting there going, oh, well, Calgary could actually be in trouble.
But you also have that in the back of your mind by saying if they are in trouble tonight isn't as meaningful.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know what we're going to see.
But from an Elks point of view,
and
too,
that's not including what the Elks are going to be bringing to the table.
Exactly.
Tonight. We're just talking what do the Roughriders bring to the table, and it's uncertain. So it's going to be a really interesting first sort of 20 minutes of this football game.
Oh, yeah. And we'll get you set here on EST, the Green and Gold Kickoff Show with Maddie and Milne. That comes your way at 6, followed by kickoff at 7 across the TSN network. 5-1 Riders, 1-4 Elks. Of course, one of the worst-kept secrets, Cody Fajardo, starting tonight. I shouldn't say that. I mean, some people maybe had the theory, too, of Ford getting the start but having a short leash, which I could have subscribed to as well.
You play with 2 quarterbacks. Never know who's going to take the snap.
That's in this league. Why not? They used to do it in the past. Back when football was more akin to the rugby. Like they just did whatever, right? Like it was. Now it's so rigid, and you know you got to. If I have a guy that just sneaks, he's just got to sneak. He can't throw. Like you can't. So what do
I want? I want a left-handed quarterback and a right-handed quarterback.
I want packages for each. Why not? I mean, as Suits said yesterday. I mean, there's no feelings here. This is a business. You're in it to win it. So it's the same with the pitching. But we'll get to all of that. Paris Jewelers inbox 780-218-9999. It's already being populated here. Abutsky says PJ Walker, more like PJ Shocking.
Okay.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
It was he had some nice throws, but I think last night goes to show, too, with a guy like McLeod Bethel Thompson backing up a guy like Davis Alexander, who, like VA, is a gamer. and maybe you think it's not just, if, but when they will get hurt, to have a competent, experienced backup come in is huge in this league, given the amount of games played. So we'll see Cody Fajardo, what he brings to the table tonight. I think that's encouraging there. But when you've got a guy that likes to run and does have a reputation of going down and missing some games, to have a greenhorn backing him up isn't always something that... And I know Reed mentioned yesterday, too, you should always... I think that's your third spot guy, the project. But to have a grizzled vet backup to come in and mop up, I think is... I mean, you saw with the Roughriders last year, they had Shea Patterson, whom didn't really play. I mean, he held his own. But having a guy like Jake Meyer now waiting in the wings, there's a bit more ease for you.
To me, and this is from talking with past coaches, the key to having that veteran quarterback in the number 2 spot is actually your scout teams. Like your training in the week running up.
Yeah.
When you have a veteran quarterback who can go out there and mimic for your defense, whatever the offense,
not learning, but
that they're going to be showing that coming week, it makes such a difference for your defense's ability to prep for the coming week.
780-218-9999. Once again, your thoughts on last night's game, your thoughts on tonight's game, and your thoughts on the red-hot Blue Jays. Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999.
It's the ring box. It's the bling box. It's the Paris Jewelers inbox. And they got lots of fancy, shiny things. Look at this, look at that. Not just for the ladies. They got jewelry for men, too. The ring box, the bling box. It's the Paris Jewelers inbox.
It's a great jingle. One of the best we have, I would say.
Ooh la la. The ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
My favorite.
Smoke an unfiltered cigarette. That's Paris Jewelers. Flexible payment options at PJ, such as do not pay for 1 year. Don't be a stud. I always say don't be a stud. Go get a dud. It's don't be a dud. Go get a stud at Paris Jewelers. Various shops and stores around Edmonton, West Ed, Kingsway, Londonderry, Sherwood Park, St. Albert Center, or online, parisjewelers.com. Mention the Red Hot Blue Jays, and we will have more on the baseball. This is your morning announcements for 100.3, the Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Had a chance to talk a little Jays this morning with Yukon and McCord. Jess and Bree, of course, taking you home throughout the day, but they Will Fraser are not only occupying a playoff spot. They're not only leading the division
in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, they are
the American League,
best in the AL.
Yeah,
and that, as we talked about before the show started, and I know we haven't hit the trade deadline yet. That's approaching here, but wouldn't that just be huge, given the way that they played at home this season, to get that number 1 seed and not have to worry about going through the car wash there.
They have a 37-17 home record. They're full 20 games above 500. They sit atop the AL, being 1 game under 500 on the road. That's how good they've been at home.
Not a lot of good road records around Major League Baseball this season. I mean, just to kind of point that out, and obviously you want to be playing better at home. That's your...
well, for example, the Tigers are 3 games above 500.
Yeah.
Like the other top teams that you look at.
Astros are 4.
Like,
but that's about it.
You want to be in that, like that just shows you just how good the Jays have been at Skydome, which, man, it's been a long time since we said that. Obviously, those renovations that they've made have made a difference. It looks like it from the TV. I haven't been there in person, but just as a television viewer, that looks like a better stadium to be playing in.
Aesthetically, I didn't like when they did it, obviously, because it's change, and nobody likes change when you're watching the same background here for 100 and some, or whatever, 80, whatever games, 90. But yeah, I mean, if that's going to work, and again, we talked about yesterday, too, a packed Sky Dome is always the best dome. Get pretty cavernous when you're not filling that puppy. And
well, that was, I mean, they knocked down their seating down to 41,000, right? That helps. That helps when...
The backstop has more of a ballpark look, though.
That's right.
Yeah. But I did like the corniness and the uniqueness of the... That's where the Argos used to play. You know? Blue all over the place. And you can still go. They still have the hotel there, right? Like
they do.
That's still a thing, right?
Yeah.
Not as big anymore as it used to be, I guess.
Wow. Yeah, that used to be...
That used to be the thing.
The
Can you
dream.
believe it? You can
that
watch
used
a
to be
ball
the
game?
dream.
Yeah.
We're going to go stay at the hotel and watch a ball game.
Yeah, that's... come a long way, baby. But the Jays, they have as well 4.5 up on the Yankees right now for tops in the AL East, as Will mentioned. Best in the American League. The Tigers are floundering 1-9 in their last 10. They've lost 4 in a row. Game 2 will go. The Bats were alive last night. 5th inning, it was tied at 1.
Yeah,
I flipped it over at that point. I caught all the home runs. You can thank me. As soon as I turned it on, it was just crack.
See, I feel like I have the opposite effect. So I'm glad that you have that power.
Well, and it was at your moment of the game where Ernie Clement got his revenge. Hey, you want to share?
With his clout.
His clot.
His clot.
His bumba
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I turned it over at that point. The pitcher there was, he looks like he's 9, the Tigers pitcher there last night. I mean, he looked like a young boy.
And he got younger.
He was sweating.
Yeah.
Boy, was he sweating.
He got
he got yanked, it was something. But speaking of pitching, Eric Lauer, a revelation, 8 strong, 5 hits, 6 Ks, and 1 earned run.
Right there, kind of the epitome of what's going right for the Jays this year.
Yeah.
And you need that, right? Like, it can't always be the predictable move that pays off. Sometimes you need a little magic, and Lauer he's magic. He's pixie dust right now.
On the mound and at the plate. Both of those guys that you would not maybe your usual suspects, but really playing out of their minds. So once again, game 2 of that 4-game set will go later today, 5:10 first pitch tonight. Jose Barrios will man the mound for the Jays. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that. Plus, as mentioned, it is game day. Elks in Saskatchewan to tackle the Riders. We will get you set. 6 o'clock. Maddie and Milne have your green and gold kickoff show right here on EST, the iHeart TuneIn radio apps, and you can watch the boys on YouTube. Lars Y in the Nasty Chat says, I'm surprised Maddie hasn't rushed in and shut this Jays conversation down. LOL. Laugh out loud. Because he refers to him as my Yankees, right? But he's been very, very quiet in the hangout over the last. And people just keep saying, "Hey, let's talk ball game."
And they should. You should pile on a bandwagon fan like Matthew Owana.
The thing with Maddie, and I'll rush to his defense here, is that he didn't like the reappointment or the sticking with this of Boone. He's a Boone. So he's been proven right here.
Right.
Which he will gladly take if his team loses, but he's right in the end.
Yeah. If he had to choose between one of those things,
success and being right,
he would always choose being right.
So there's that. But
the Yankees it's incredible to see that team that lost the World Series in such embarrassing fashion with a display of incompetence defensively that led to them losing it. And then they return this year with a worse defense than what they had in the World Series. Like, how do you do that to your fans? How do you say to them, "Yep, we know what the problem is, and we've decided to make it worse"?
Well, especially in a market such as that, in a franchise such as that. And you mentioned too before the show. I mean, this is a year in the AL East where the greatness has kind of taken a break.
Yes,
shall we say? I mean, nothing against the Toronto Blue Jays and what they're doing.
The AL East has traditionally always had 2 great teams.
Somebody's taken those spots,
beating each other's heads in at the top of the division. And this year, there's one great team, and it's Toronto. That's what's crazy to me.
And even that third team sometimes can be quite good, but miss out due to numbers.
Well, that's usually Toronto.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
it's usually Toronto with a 91-win season, having no chance at a playoff spot.
That is your morning announcements for 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Benny will have more on the sports scene coming up at around 6:30 with a sports update. Of course, Stingers as well back on the court tonight. They're out in Winnipeg. And Riverhawks continue their road trip out in Wenatchee. Let's get to That's Good quickly. We'll do it right now.
That's good.
And we'll continue it after the sports update ahead of the crack pack here. That'll round out hour 1. But that's good for the Italian Center shop.
That's good.
I know Dusty was he was eyeing up a cardboard box of panino sandwiches for the camping trip. But that's good. I offered him, Will, a suggestion that you take the old bush pie maker, you cut that panino, put it in that bush pie maker. That'd be something there. Hey, I think you got something cooking there.
Yeah, but you need to know what you're doing.
Yeah, I know.
The pie maker.
When I said bush pie maker, he gave me a glazed over stare. I
guarantee he was just like, "What is that?"
That's the thing with the marshmallows, isn't it? I said, "Yes, that's exactly it."
Yeah, his wife's gonna make him like a fried peanut butter and jam sandwich in one of those.
He's gonna come back,
and he's gonna come back and build a fire pit in his backyard just so that he can eat that for a year.
Have you guys heard?
Have you guys ever like just taken butter and put it on bread and then put whatever you want inside that bread and then put that in one of those sandwich makers? And everyone's like, "You're describing a sandwich maker?" Yeah. Have you ever tried that? Yeah, man.
Yeah, we all have.
Yeah, we all have. I never had that before.
This is exactly how it's going to go.
This was my thing with Suits when Suits was like, they can't really seem to get him to nail down a time to go for dinner. I'm like, because you're overthinking it, man. Like,
I like the glass water.
If you showed up at his hotel room with your ironing board and a loaf of bread and Velveeta cheese and said, "Let's grill these babies up."
Let me put my pants on. We're going.
Let's grill these up. Dustin wouldn't leave the room. He would eat the entire loaf. He would be like, "This is the greatest night ever."
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
He is overthinking it.
Yeah.
Don't overthink your lunch or supper tonight. Head to the Italian Center shop. Panino's Pizzas.
That's good.
Or do like I do. Just get 200 grams of thinly sliced prosciutto. Get a nice block of some cheese and just eat it.
They also make the pre-made charcuteries.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Delicious. Great for taking out to the pool or something.
Wow. Just a perfect sort of Friday night. It's been a long week. What are we going to do for dinner? I'm grabbing one of those, and we are just staying in.
But that's good for today. We're going to get to your, you promised something yesterday. You have a 13 plate nacho review?
I have 12 reviews.
Okay, so we're going to go over.
the 13th.
Stay tuned, people. We'll be going over each one. Okay, so it was you and your wife. You took a road trip through BC Interior.
Yeah, we were on a road trip. First night was in Revelstoke, and we sat down at the Village Idiot Pub, downtown Revelstoke. Great place.
Yeah.
And I know that a way to placate my wife is to not overthink a menu. Right? Like, don't get caught up in it.
You have experience.
Immediately just put it down and just be like, nachos? And like her face lights up and she's just like, perfect. I can have beer and nachos. That's all I really want. That's all anyone really wants.
Need. Yeah.
Really. And so that's what I did. And they brought the nachos. And as you'll see in the review, fantastic.
Well, let's.
And at that point I said, let's do this. Nachos every night of this trip. And we write a review about each of those nachos. And my wife, who is a former high school English teacher, just any idea of a writing assignment makes her happy.
You used to craft sports updates.
Yeah,
you guys are in seventh heaven
exactly.
there.
Yeah. And so we did, and it accelerated. It got a bit out of control. We really let our juices fly.
Yeah.
On the page. Later.
Illustrations as well.
We did take pictures, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean,
so the first one, very simple. Village Idiot Pub, Revelstoke. Half order, white jack cheese, pickled onion, pickled peppers, sour cream, and a mole sauce. Not a salsa.
Mole sauce.
A mole sauce. Smoky, sweet, solid tricolor nachos, not too salty, 9 out of 10. Set and setting, starving, and a funky atmosphere. Air conditioning on the calves was perfect as well.
On the calves?
Yeah, it was kind of an elevated seating position.
Yeah.
With the air conditioner underneath, and it was like 32 degrees that day. So that was
that helps.
Exactly.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
And what was the beer again? Or what did you?
It was whatever was on tap. Usually a hazy.
Out of the.
Yeah. No, that's
you're not pairing.
And once
it with
again,
anything, yeah.
no proteins. We are only evaluating just the stock nacho.
Okay, 9 out of 10. Let's do one more, and then we'll come back and.
All right. The next day, we rode our bikes out to Begbie Brewing,
Okay.
the old Up and Over out of Revelstoke. If you've ever done it, Begbie Brewing, number 2, reminiscent of nachos made in your home oven after being raised by a mother obsessed with fairness.
So to come in like a nice little tray,
See, you see it already. 5 out of 10, just enough toppings to keep things interesting. Standard marble cheese, store-bought chip, skimped on the salsa, although it was above average salsa.
See, you were coming off hot and
I tell you what, those Village Idiot nachos, worth the drive.
Sure. So now anything, it sucks to be the other place the next day where you're kind of tough act to follow.
Really did set the bar really high.
Yeah.
You give me pickled onions and I'm going to be a happy kid.
But again, we were talking yesterday about different ways to craft a plate.
Yeah.
I don't mind when you do it all up and it's Hollywood. But that that homey,
It's a 5 out of 10.
homey touch. Yeah, like it's
a solid nacho.
yeah,
Not blowing your socks off.
yeah.
Yeah. It is. You got home from school and mom made you nachos.
Takes you back.
Takes you
it's
back.
a little emotional meal here. Let's hit a sports update here. We'll be back with more rankings for That's Good in the Italian Center. We might sprinkle these in throughout the show. Like I'll just go to you
Sure.
number 6, and you can just kind of
I'll see if I can bring up the pictures on my phone. I'll show them out.
Why not?
How about that?
Just text them to me. We can enjoy it together
Yeah,
here. We did have a text come in the Paris Julius inbox. Burglar, how about a conch for Benny? Great job all week, and I
agree.
must say, yeah, we'll
Nice
give him.
job.
We'll give it all here. I'll give you that. We'll give you a conch here as well, and every time you do a review, you got to hit the bell. No, without Benny, we wouldn't be on the air. And also, we found out yesterday playing hurt all week. He's
how you
been a
feeling
champ.
today, Ben?
The best so far this week.
The meth really helped,
It's
eh?
still, if you can really fine tune my voice, it's still sitting in the back there a little bit. Like it's a little.
You should
clogged,
eat a
but-
whole onion.
Does that do it?
I don't think it would hurt it.
Yeah, eat just like an apple.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do
Red,
it.
white, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right after the show.
White, whatever.
Walla Walla.
Dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice.
On the raw onion. you
Whatever's
get to
on
eat.
sale. Benny's got a sports update here. He'll keep you all in touch with everything going on in the sporting world. We'll be back. More Nacho Reviews. We got some cards to crack as well for Wayne's Sports Cards. It's fun opening hour on a Friday. We'll get to the business side of things in hour number 2. Gabe Lacques will join us 7:05 USA Today. He covers Major League Baseball with more on the Jays and the trade deadline approaching. And Justin Dunk will be by to round out hour 2 with a recap of last night's action, plus teeing up Elks and Riders later tonight. It is the Nielson Show, Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta. Will Fraser and for Dustin Nielsen, Lieutenant Eric with you as well.
Alouettes take down the Stampeders last night in a nail-biter of a game. Montreal raced a 7-point deficit in the fourth quarter with 3 straight field goals from Jose Maltos to give them the victory. MBT threw for 280 yards. Snead picked up 7 receptions for 103 yards. Both teams sit at 5-2 as a record. Week 8 of the CFL continues tonight with the Elks and Roughriders going at it in Regina. Cody Fajardo will get the start for Edmonton. Kickoff is at 7. Join Matt Awadek and Jay Milne for the Green and Gold Kickoff Show to get you set for the game. That starts at 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. To the Diamond, how about those Blue Jays? Toronto continues their success with beating up on Detroit 11-4. Ernie Clement and Joey LaPerfido hit back-to-back home runs in the 5th. Game 2 of the set goes down tonight. Barrios will take the mound for Toronto. Montero for Detroit. First pitch, 5-10. Going local, the Riverhawks get back in the win column with their 9-1 win over the Apple Sox. The Hawks are now in Kelowna to battle the Falcons in the first game of their 3-game set. That first pitch will also be at 6:35 to the court. The Stingers are in Winnipeg against the Sea Bears tonight. Edmonton looks to improve their record to 12-7. Tip-off is at 6:30. On the ice, the Hurricanes lock up forward Jackson Blake to an 8-year deal worth $45 million. Blake had his first season last year, playing 80 games and posting 34 points. And on the course, the 3M Open on the PGA Tour continues with Canadian Adam Svensson in the lead. He sits at 11 under. He will also tee off at 11:54 this morning. The Nielsen Show continues with Lieutenant Eric and Will Fraser. I'm Ben Thompson, and you're up to date.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in on TuneIn, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interests. Just Tati and Eric and all of the bad cats. Like Brzezinski and Noodles, Gadget can gauge it. Go to Play Alberta and make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday Mandate. Shaggy's always on time. Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number 1 in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some hot takes and we wanna hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when I want our kids away? Beat up the tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about what's the name? Malcolm, Rapaport, Dragger, and Near. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. All the fucking game in person. Does he go on? What say you? AM Nasty Crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
Oh, our clock went out. I was about to say the time. 6:36.
Probably not a great sign.
According to my computer. That clock is like I lean on that.
It's a nuclear clock, isn't it? Like if that thing goes dead, something.
Yeah, well, and
happened.
it's like my North Star as well. Like
Yeah.
I always like that is always now it's unplugged or something.
Yeah, you guys are.
It's
moving.
okay. I mean, we don't.
So
Still in the air.
yeah.
Are
you sure?
What say you, AM Nasty Crew? That was sent in by Jaunty, who is now in Quebec City for some reason. Don't know if he lives there or just visiting. Thank you very much, Jaunty. Nielson Show songs brought to you by Totem Outdoor Outfitters. Never too early to get ready for hockey season. New gear, used gear, trade and consign. Hockey equipment and skates ready to go year-round at Totem Outdoor Outfitters. You are listening Nielson Show, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, presented by Play Alberta. We'll have a Dustin Nielsen early bird special coming up a little later on in hour number 2. I'm still going to bed at night and dreaming of that Ravens rushing touchdown for the full schedule, every regular season game. That's a fun one.
That's a high wire act, man.
I know, and it's better than kind of going game, it's interesting. It keeps you locked in for hopefully you get a bit of a run out of it. I mean, the whole way, obviously, but
I just think I'd get a stomach ache by week 12.
You also got Jane Matt's big play of the game up there. Elks plus 9.5. Cody Fajardo, 225 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns with a Curly Gittins Jr. anytime touchdown as well. That's boosted to plus 505. So more on that coming up in hour 2.
Wow.
But we are doing for the Italian Center Shop, that's good, an extended segment, your Nacho BC Interior Review.
Yeah.
We left off, and we got a couple of responses for this. Library Pat says the Village Idiot is a great spot. Shane in a vac truck says, fully agree with Will. The Idiot Nachos are worth the drive. Wash them down with a High Country Kolsch and Chef's Kiss.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. They also have a shot ski in there, too. So if you're there for ski season, it's the place where you finish the evening off.
Ski season or not.
So anyways, here's some of the picks. I'm sure you can see that at home.
Crystal clear.
Yeah, crystal clear. I can we get close enough of that? This is number 3. Went to good friends of mine in Abbotsford, Susan and George.
Wow.
They actually were a newlywed couple when I first moved out of my parents' house when I was 18 years old. I moved into their basement. And let me just put it this way. If you're going to move out, don't make it the basement suite under a newlywed couple. That's a sitcom. It's just not a great choice. Just not a great choice. They, lovely couple, still married. So congratulations to them.
Which is surprising, given that nacho display.
Yeah. So here's
somebody's got to get
nachos number
divorced.
3, George's best nachos. Presentation is reminiscent of a breakup with a girl who said she was only ever interested in your brother. We all know that feeling. If you have one, a brother, I mean.
Oh, I know that all too well.
Exactly. Yeah. Store-bought salsa is hitting above average. It's above its presentation, but let's be honest, how could it not? 1 out of 10.
1, hey? That's surprising.
Yeah, 1 out of 10.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I would have, it's pretty high.
It was better than nothing. It's the literal definition of better than nothing.
No, yeah, it's a bachelor's drunk type of what do I have?
Right.
This is how it's going to be.
Yeah,
I'm content.
There you go.
So this is stop 3 on your, and how many plates did you? 58.
12.
12. Okay, so
13 nachos, 12 reviews.
Review number 4, please.
Review number 4. Let's go to these. This is when things start getting special. Going to show you to there. Yeah.
That's that full cookie sheet.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the full cookie sheet.
It's my friend James. James's Nachos. Local tricolor Kamloops chips, reminiscent of Iceland's historic run at the 2015 World Cup.
Wow.
This tray of nachos carried the hopes and dreams of a small island nation with it.
Nice touch.
Yeah.
I like that. 6
friends at a picnic table in Abbotsford. Marriage-saving sprinkle of green onions, cilantro, heroic attempt at full cheese coverage coming up just short. Rescued by a heroic secondary contribution of guacamole and jalapeno jack from DeMills in Sycamoose. Epic rally following the disappointment of the previous evening. 7 out of 10.
It'd be good to be that plate coming off the 1
out
before.
of 10.
You're at least playing
absolutely
with a 7.
Yeah.
Now it's up to you to kind of get that to the 10. Yeah, that's easy game.
If he would have had more cheese and a slightly better cheese,
you would have touched them all.
He'd have gotten
there. Review 5, please.
Review number 5.
5. Yeah.
The next night. This is when the reviews.
Was it a nightly thing, or did you take a break? Like there was a day in between.
No, every night we needed.
It was every night.
Have to have nachos. This is when the reviews started to eat their tail.
Yeah, we'll discover that in the writing, right? Like we'll pick that up in the tone of
So this is nachos number 5.
Black olives. Ew.
James's second attempt.
A good snap.
In 1991, a young up-and-coming group from Kingston, Ontario released their second studio album called Road Apples, seamlessly blending the Canadian rock genre exemplified by bands such as the Guess Who and Chilliwack with the Southern blues swing popularized by such bands as Leonard Skinner and CCR. Their follow-up album, Fully Completely, while popular and critically praised, lacked the rawness in delivery and performance that made Road Apples iconic. In 94, choosing to forego a return to those raw roots, the Tragically Hip chose instead to double down on their newfound precision in songwriting and execution to deliver what today stands up as one of the most important Canadian rock albums of all time, Day for Night. The Schutz duo faced a similar dilemma. Having provided a solid 7 out of 10 performance in their nacho delivery the evening before, would they go back and find a bag of Doritos and some pre-grated store-bought cheese and call it a night? Or would they double down on their artistic instincts and culinary prowess? The question was answered. One does not know where to begin nor where to end. Was it the homemade guac? Already a fan favorite, now precocious. The inclusion of homemade salsa had just the right amount of red onion to add a surreptitious amount of heat. The choice to add cheese curds to give the dish random flavor bombs.
Curds?
Inspired. The gamble of black olives, evenly distributed, paid off. The idea of perfection is fascist. However, I would find myself goose-stepping back to the dinner table for these nachos. 9.5 out of 10.
Whoa. When I saw those black olives, I did not have 9.5 out of 10 in my mind.
I told you.
You're goose stepping back to the table. We went a long ways with that one. This is like David Duchovny reading the Red Shoe Diaries
that's
now.
Right.
That you've entered your. That's where we're at.
I warned you. It takes a turn.
I'm getting roused. Like I can't lie. This is now you guys are just not saying, oh, we sat down, we had nachos good and said
no.
Now you're like,
now we're digging deep.
Confucius once said, okay, how does this work back to the plate? But you did it.
Yeah.
Did you take turns crafting this, you and your wife, or did you come together and you?
It was a project.
At the table while you're doing it.
Oh, no. Usually post, either the later that night or the next day.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of these now it's a combination between you and your wife. Now you doing one, her doing one, or whatever. This is a team.
Us. Yeah.
That was number 5?
That was number 5.
Halfway home. Let's take a break.
Yeah. Trust me, you're going to want one.
That's a good place to. I think that's a good place to break. We'll get to all 13 by the end of today's show. I promise you. But let's get into the crack pack now for Wayne's Sports Cards. Popped by Wayne's yesterday, just prior to supper time there, and I asked if he had any wrestling cards in honor of Terry passing yesterday.
In honor, sure.
I know you don't want to. We'll get into the Hulk Hogan talk. Terry Govia, if you will.
Just because someone's dead doesn't mean they weren't a bad person.
I'm not arguing with you there.
That's all I'm gonna.
I'm not arguing with you.
That's probably not all I'm gonna say.
But in terms
that's what
of,
I'll start with.
Yeah, Wayne's has so much stuff that I when something happens, you're like, oh, this is an excuse to go down that road.
That's
So
absolutely.
It wasn't even for the Hulkster. It would be like, oh, wrestling cards, and I wanted to crack like a big boss man or something like that. Who's also, I think, like they're all bad people for the most part.
I would assume a lot of them are bad people. Yeah.
But anyway, so with the lack of wrestling cards, I said, well, let's get 3 different ones, and Wayne never failed here. The Simpsons, they got these Simpsons. We've done Simpsons cards before, but these are a little more new, and they're film cards. So you got 2 film cards per pack. I'm kind of anxious to see how 45 regular film cards to collect 10 foil chase film cards randomly inserted. They have Krusty in the back. He says, hey, kids. Yeah, look inside for details on how to get your very own film card viewer. Yeah. Remember when he moves out to the, he's like a longshoreman?
Yeah. When he fakes his own death.
This is, and then the smaller, he dances for quarters on the, and he comes in with the little accordion. Salty Pete. He dances for quarters down at the, or nickels. Here, you can have the Simpsons card. Yeah. I'm doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, with, well, it's not Bebop and Rocksteady, but it's the other 2. Tonka and Razor, those are the ones.
Oh, good pull.
Yeah,
good for you.
Because the cartoon was different. These had, this is different. So, and Benny's got OPG Hockey 88.
Oh boy.
I like the warning that came with these.
Well, I always joke with Wayne, and he's like, it comes with gum. I'm like, we'll get Benny to eat it. And he goes, please don't.
Yeah. I cannot stress enough.
Do not eat
the gum.
And it sounds like it's shaken a bit. Like it's it's broken apart. But OPG Hockey 88 stickers. So, bad throw. Good catch. So let's crack these up. Once again, Wayne Sports Cards. More than just cards. They got the Funko Pops. Lots of Lego. They are stocked with Lego if you're looking for some Lego, and
just a good
a barrel full of mini sticks yesterday I was going through as well. Yeah, Tonkin Razor right there. Boom. They're babies.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this gum is broken apart.
Don't eat it.
I think these are actual, like, movie.
So let's take a, what do you got there? What is that?
Homer on top of the donut shop.
Okay. Play them where they lie. I like that.
And Daredevil Bart. Mm-hmm. And then a special offer. All I have to do is give all of my personal information to a random company.
Yeah, and you get a tour of the facility or something?
Sounds fair. Yeah, I get a tour of Duff Brewery.
Well, the home improvement cards that they have, it's like send away, and you can tour the set. I wonder if they're still doing those.
This is how you get the crusty viewer.
Oh, this is cool.
Got to send away for it.
Send that over here. I don't mind giving them. I've given out my information. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
There's like questions on the back
card.
of these stickers.
Yeah.
Okay, hit us with some.
So, who won the Lady Bang, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy all in 1 year for 2 consecutive years?
Mary Lemieux.
I don't know if there's an answer.
They're asking us.
I love how they leave you hanging.
The guys at OPG.
Yeah, they're asking us.
Hey,
do you know?
Do you know? No, you don't? Okay, we're just
write
going to
back
write it
on the card and send it back with your credit card number.
And the stickers, like, they don't tell you what these players are. I can
Lady Bang. Oh, that might have been Jaromir Jagr.
definitely could have been. Collect all 42. Yeah, there's no.
I love how they're asking.
I could. Well, there's 2 different sides. Well, there's one flip. So I was like, oh, that's where the answer is. It's just
so
French.
It literally has a question with no answer.
Wouldn't it be the sticker?
Is
or the accompanying sticker?
Maybe. If that's the case, then
Who is it?
Paul Coffey. Then it's Paul Coffey.
That didn't happen.
No.
Maybe this was a bad print.
And there's a flyer here too, but I don't recognize this one.
Is Paul Coffey asking the question?
that would
What else you got in there?
Paul, do you have anything to put on the card? Yeah, actually.
This has been bugging me for
It's been
some
bugging
time.
me for a while.
So that was the only sticker I think that had. No, there's another one. There's who was the first Hartford Whaler to represent his team in 2 All-Star games?
Dave Tippett.
No.
Ron Francis?
No.
Gordie Howe.
Yes. No, not. Yes.
Oh yeah, would have been Gordie Howe.
Is Gordie Howe?
Yes.
Yes.
That would make
I was
sense.
trying to think.
That would make sense. Question and answer cards. There's no answer.
The answer is whatever you want it to be, Benny.
It was probably on the gum.
It's just spelled out.
What else? How many do you get in there?
I got 5. Yeah,
Okay.
five.
So they
here.
ask a question, but the player isn't necessarily the answer.
No.
It's just kinda,
Mr. Hockey was the
No.
answer to the Hartford Whaler one.
Mr. Hawk, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's also from The Simpsons, that episode
right.
where
Yeah.
Edna Krabappel.
Yeah, and then there's other ones that are just like explaining what, like a mini hockey stick.
Vera Montenegro says maybe you peel the sticker for the answer. Would that be something that you could try there? I mean,
That's not a bad idea.
let's give it a whirl on one of them.
Okay, hold on. Let's.
Or we could phone up Paul Coffey.
Yeah.
Get him on the blower.
Paul!
Paul, we don't know the answer to your question.
Nope.
No.
Nothing. That'd be cool. But yeah, here's a full coffee sticker.
Where are you going to put that on the brim of your cap?
That's a good sticker.
They're nice. They're not like huge, the same size as cards, like
No.
half of a card almost.
Can someone tell me who this is?
A Philadelphia Flyer.
Number 8, Philadelphia Flyer. Back in the day, though. So I thought like Mark
88.
Recchi for a second, but
1988.
No, you're
Flyers.
thinking way older than that.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
mid-'80s, isn't
Yeah.
it? So who...
Number 8?
yeah, number 8. I can't tell you who this is.
It
Mo Mantha?
Maybe
Mo-
is he a
Mantha Mo Money?
brown-haired guy
Manta?
with a patchy beard?
Sure. Sounds like a Mo.
Yeah,
What a unique sounding hockey player.
assistant captain. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know who that was, but yeah, this is kind of stupid. Why is there no answer? Like unless I'm crazy, I'll hand the card to you guys.
Yeah,
But, like,
I seem to think that you're kind of maybe...
It does feel pre-Google, doesn't it? And it's kind of like, well, how did you know anything before there was the internet? We didn't.
Oh, and it's in French. There's a French side. You'd flip it up upside
yeah,
down.
that's
Yeah.
where I thought the answer would be.
Question 17. Who won Lady Bing Arrest? Blah, blah, blah. Collect all 42 level 1 question and answer cards.
I guess you need to collect the answers.
So you have to find the answer card now? Is that like,
I think you got to crack a few more packs.
that's how they get you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So head to Wayne's, Benny,
This
and ask him for the OPG 88 stickers.
Before the internet, you would have bought more cards to get that answer. It actually,
You're laying awake at
it's not
night
a bad.
wondering. Yeah, no.
It's not a bad marketing strategy.
This is a world that we don't really, some of us don't know or remember. But yeah, that's all 42 level 1 question and answer cards.
That
So
was Brad Marsh.
It is an interesting thing
That
to,
sticker.
especially like tell my kids that once upon a time we walked around not knowing things, and we were okay with it.
ignorance is bliss.
I don't even
not
know
even
if it was
ignorance.
that, but
No,
it was
lack
just
of
kind of
knowledge.
like, it was just kind of like I don't. You would walk away from a conversation going, I don't know, and then you'd meet somebody who was an expert either in that field or something adjacent. You'd be like, oh hey, you know what? My friends and I were just throwing this question around. Maybe you know the answer.
Big Maple says he had to listen to your Nacho review on volume 1 as if he was watching the Red Shoe Diaries late at night, hoping Mummy and Daddy don't hear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shh, they're coming. Dad, change the channel. Just watching the score for sports updates. That's all I'm doing down here. Don't come down.
Watching the loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't come down.
Tubesock says, I struggle getting my wife to have nachos once a year. There's no way I could get her to have nightly nachos for 10 days. Well,
What does she love?
that's the
Maybe
relationship
what
you chose.
need to ask.
Yeah, maybe that's,
Does she
yeah.
love?
Tubesocks, you're always out on your own at the
12
Buddha.
crudités? Is that what she would prefer?
12 creamed horns from the. Maybe go to the Italian Center since we were
Now
talking.
you're talking.
And you sample.
Like, could you do a donut a day?
Well, they have a
I could do a donut.
they have a
day.
wide variety of pizzas in their sit down cafe.
Yes, they do.
And you could. I mean, I haven't had all of them yet. We've worked. My wife and I have worked
My
our way
wife!
through that menu, but
Yeah.
still haven't completed it. But
Just had some of their take and bakes just the other day.
a lot of variety there.
Yep.
But that's the crack
that's
pack
good.
for Wayne's Sports Cards. Check Wayne's out today, West End, in the same strip mall as
And
the
if you have an answer.
Italian Center. We'd love to hear it. Once again, that question, maybe we'll ask Gabe Lacques, USA Today. He'll join us at around 7:05.
Don't
Who
do
won?
that to poor Gabe.
Who won Lady Bing, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy all in 1 year for 2 consecutive years? It's whoever you want it to be.
Lady Bing,
Yes.
Art Ross,
Yes. And the Hart.
and the Heart.
All in 1 year for 2 consecutive years.
Marcel Dion?
I don't know.
Throwing it out there.
You can.
I'm just trying to think the time that this happened. Huh. Guy Lafleur.
Nacho Man asks Stu Barnes.
Stu Barnes. No way. That guy never won a Lady Bing. It's too tough.
More Nacho review coming up as actually, you know what? 6:55. Let's fit in one more. What are we at now on the?
All right, number 6. This is the Troller Ale House at Horseshoe Bay.
Okay.
All right. You ready for this?
I think so.
Okay. Hurry up and wait. That is the way life can feel sometimes.
God.
We're always in a rush to find our way into another lineup, only to stand around and wonder why we're wasting our time while the rest of the world flies by. We will find convenient scapegoats. Working too hard. I don't have just the right ingredients. Think that may have been bad cocaine last night. Whatever the reasons, we can find ourselves blind to the fact that we have everything we need for a pleasant afternoon right in front of us. This is the experience that the Troller Ale House in Horseshoe Bay provided for those waiting for their next ferry. Are the tricolored chips incredible? No. Is the cheese anything special? Not really. The toppings of black beans, fresh tomatoes, and pickled peppers, a culinary revolution? Probably not. However, the combination of all of the above and the addition of a floured tortilla as the serving base made for everything you could hope for and just a little bit more in this nacho waiting room.
A flour
7 out of 10.
A 7 out of 10. A flour tortilla, and I got to see a picture of this.
Yeah.
You pull it out. Flour tortilla.
Yeah.
So then did you eat the tortilla after? Yeah. You ate the bowl, as they say.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it. Very festive color, very bright plate.
Yeah.
Great presentation.
Yeah.
And you guys got your fingers in there giving it the...
Well, what number it is, yeah.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, there you go.
Flour tortillas, the base. I never
So
thought of
yeah,
that.
if
So
you're,
all the
if you're going to
crumblies
take a
and
ferry
crumblies you
across
take-
to the island, I always suggest go to Horseshoe Bay, not the Tawasin Ferry Terminal.
Okay.
And they've got a cute little village in there, and they've got the Troller Ale House right down in the village. So show up a little bit early for the ferry, and get out of the
You don't
car
want to be
and
rushed.
Go and have a pint and some nachos. It's going to work out.
That was review number 7?
That was number 6.
6?
Yeah.
Okay. 780-218-9999. VR Montenegro says, showcase nacho review. That's what this should be. We found the name already. Thank you very much, Viceroy Montenegro, for that. It is good. It sucks when you talk about food. Now I'm getting, like, we were talking about Donairs the other morning. Had one last night, Station Donair. Shout out to them. Delicious. But I want to know.
You're going to have to get some nachos.
I'm going to have to get some nachos sometime today. I don't know when.
Yeah.
Do a lot of work around here as Maddie's move continues. How's the nasty chat going here? Wheels is in. The answer is Mark Recchi.
I think it was Mark Recchi.
I think he said
Mark Recchi. He was talking about number 8.
Number 8 for the Flyers, but it wasn't number 8.
No,
Currently.
it was it was Brad Marsh.
Brad Marsh.
Johnny and Alberta got it right.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Morgan says 10,000 cool points though for the Mo Mantha reference. I'll take it.
More money.
A lot of people saying Stan Mikita. 67 and 68 for the trivia.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
But you think Stan Mikita won a Lady Bing?
I'm not. Library Pat and Tails sure think so. Big Maple says this is definitely going to last more than 4 hours. I don't know if there's a Red Shoe Diaries joke in there or not, but
I don't think anything lasted more than 4 hours on Red Shoe Diaries.
Not on that show. We will continue with the Nacho Review as the show goes on. But that was hour 1. Setting up hour 2, a little more business. Once again, we like to have fun in that first hour, especially on a Friday. But Gabe Lacques of USA Today will be by just after the top of the hour. We'll be going around the major leagues with him, specifically the Jays and the upcoming trade deadline. Play Alberta Early Bird. We already discussed that a bit, but we'll take a look at Play Alberta, give you some numbers and lines that some of our staff have put out already. And Justin Dunk of 3 Down Nation, he also does Saskatchewan Roughrider pre- and post-game coverage out there. He'll be by at around 7:40. We'll take a look at last night's game and obviously set up tonight's game. Elks and Riders, 7 o'clock out in Regina. And Edmonton Sports Talk, as usual, getting you set for the Elks tonight. The Green and Gold Kickoff Show, 6 o'clock with Maddie and Milne right here on EST. We also got a Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week coming up in hour 3. Your chance at $50 to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. And your chance also to win some Mr. Mike's credits, $25 to Mr. Mike's for Kind of Easy Trivia. That sheet is blank. I'm
in big trouble.
You got an hour to come up with 5 relatively easy sports questions. I don't know if you got it in you.
Inspiration comes late.
Yeah, right. Yeah, could maybe take the maybe like a notch, like spell nacho. Probably, I could see that maybe being question 4, maybe 5. And if you have any questions for 3 questions to a minute, usually I like to leave it up when we have a guest host here, and Will, if you have any questions for him specifically, get them in. 780-218-9999 is the Paris Jewelers inbox, or in the nasty chat. Gabe Lacques on the way. We'll have a sports update here from Benny. He's got some more interesting info. If you want to join Dusty and I and a throng full of AM nasties down in Cancun, late February, early March. Listen up, Benny's got the goods for you right here. It is the Nielson Show, Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta.
Alouettes took down the Stampeders in a nail-biter last night as Montreal raced a 7-point four-quarter deficit with 3 straight field goals from Jose Maltos, including a 58-yarder game winner. MBT threw 280 yards, while Tyler Snead hauled in 7 receptions for 103 yards. Both teams now sit at 5-2 on the season. Week 8 of the CFL continues with the Elks and Roughriders facing off in Regina. Cody Fajardo gets the start for Edmonton. Kickoff is at 7. With the Green and Gold Kickoff Show featuring Matt Wannick and Jay Milne beginning at 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. The Blue Jays continue to roll, taking down Detroit 11-4. Ernie Clement and Joey Loperfino hit back-to-back homers in the 5th inning to spark the offense. Game 2 of the series is tonight with Jose Barrios on the mound for Toronto and Montero starting for Detroit. First pitch at 5:10. The Riverhawks get back in the win column with the dominant 9-1 victory over the Apple Sox. They open a 3-game set in Kelowna against the Falcons tonight. First pitch at 6:35. The Edmonton Stingers are in Winnipeg tonight to face the Sea Bears. Edmonton looks to improve to 12-7. Tip-off is at 6:30. The Carolina Hurricanes have signed young forward Jackson Blake to an 8-year, $45 million deal. Blake played 80 games in his rookie season, posting 34 points. At the 3M Open, Canadian Adam Svensson holds the lead at 11 under. He tees off at 11:54 this morning. This sports update is brought to you by Expedia Cruise. Whether you're dreaming of crystal clear waters or exotic destinations, contact Chelsea LaBelle at Expedia Cruises in Northeast Edmonton to start planning your next cruise or vacation destination. Call 780-970-4834. On the other side of the break, Gabe Lacques, USA Today on the Nielson Show. With Lieutenant Eric and Will Fraser, I'm Ben Thompson. New Year Up to Date.
That song as much as we did yesterday. Just the excitement of finding it again was all too much. Had to play the crap out of that yesterday. But look what it did, Will Fraser. Look what it did. The Jays, I mean, I know they've been playing well, but those bats came alive. They take game one over the Tigers in very sexy fashion, 11-4 last night. 5 runs in the 6th, 4 in the 7th, on way to that 11-4 win. Game 2 of the 4-game set later tonight, 5-10, as you heard Benny there on the sports update. Jose Barrios gets the start. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. We'll be talking more Jays coming up here in a matter of minutes with Gabe Lacques of USA Today. A great summer guest who pops by a few times during the summer season to talk either Jays, maybe playoffs as well when that comes by. But a little more to discuss given the Jays' success this season, so we'll get to him in a second. Will Fraser in for Dustin Nielsen. Dusty's camping. He had the call last night, and the Alouettes come from behind victory over the Stamps to kick off Week 8 in the CFL. Obviously, that continues tonight, Elks and Riders. And get set with the Green and Gold Kickoff Show, Maddie and Milne, 6 o'clock here on EST. You're coming to you live from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio as well. If you're looking for some supper ideas tonight for the game, head to Popeyes. Get the thighs, the breast, the whole part of the chicken. Eh?
Oh.
You're still in the red shoe mode.
Yeah, exactly.
More
Wasn't
Nacho
sure where
reviews.
you're going there.
More Nacho reviews from Will coming up as him and his wife took the BC interior tour of Nachos. We'll be getting more on that. But right now, our first guest of the day, Gabe Lacques, USA Today. He covers Major League Baseball. I think we'll start, though, with the Nacho question. Gabe, welcome back to the show and appreciate your time as we kind of get into the water here slowly. Give us your perfect Gabe Lacques Nacho plate. What are you having on it? What are you maybe omitting? And why is it unique?
Oh, wow. That's pardon the pun. That's kind of a loaded question. But, you gotta start with real cheese. Nacho cheese is nasty. I'm just going to get that out there. I'm a Californian. I like real food. Preferably organic vegetables, but let's start with real cheese. Let's start with maybe some pork, tomatoes, guac, sour cream. Put as much on there as you can so that the chips at the bottom of the plate are just wheezing from all the melted cheese on it. That's how you make a nacho plate. Yeah, and the pork protein choice delicious too. You get a little bit of that grease going down. Those chips are just the ones at the bottom. That's where all the flavor lies. And at the end of the day, hey. Absolutely. Yeah. Most stuff. Yeah. Speaking of loaded as well, the Jays right now are playing like a fully loaded plate. You're getting contributions from the well-known players, from the players maybe not so well-known to start the campaign, Gabe, and that goes on the plate and on the mound. 11-4 last night over the Tigers. They now sit alone atop the American League. Just your overall thoughts about this team. I don't know what your preseason prognostication might have been, but fair to say exceeding expectations as well for you here. This thing is absolutely real at this point. This is the time of year where you wonder, is it just a hot streak, this or that? These last couple games, the way they kind of scratched and clawed against Max Fried and beat him. And then last night, getting shut out by Olsen of the Tigers, who's a very tricky and effective pitcher. And then they suddenly just ambush him. And Ernie Clement, with a massive home run, just the kind of victory where you just realize that your squad is gelling. And Ernie's kind of a remarkable example of it. Second on the team in WAR behind Vladdy. That's, who could have possibly foreseen that? And, you're getting those kinds of contributions up and down the lineup. George Springer, so many times you sign a guy to a long-term deal and he hits a valley and you go, oh, well, this is sunk cost. Well, these production's never really linear underneath these kinds of deals, especially as you get on the left side of 30. But, that talent is in there and he's healthy and producing. And gosh, the found money that you get with Eric Lauer pitching the way that he has and giving them innings. I had them, if memory serves, right on that line that they're at every year. The 89 to 91 win realm. And then you kind of get in the derby for the wild card and hope that the ping pong ball bounces your way at the end of September. I didn't really think they'd have the juice to win this division, but the division disappointed at first, and now everybody's kind of coming on. But the Jays have, I don't want to say boat raced everybody, but really hard team to beat right now. So it's a lot of fun to watch.
Are they benefiting from a bit of an off year in the American League East? We were just talking about it. It usually feels like there are two excellent teams in the AL. It could be Tampa, it could be Boston, it could be New York, and then every 10 years it's Baltimore. But it always feels like there's some real eliteness at the top of the AL East, whereas this year there's one team, it's Toronto, and everyone else is kind of good, but not great.
No, you're absolutely right. And it's, let's start with Baltimore. Huge disappointment. Got off to a terrible start, have shown glimpses since then, fired the manager. Everything that went wrong really kind of, it absolutely went south. And so, you take that, you scratch them off, and suddenly it's all right. Well, who do we have here? The Yankees, for all their, spending and all their machinations, very flawed team. Amazing that we're 2 years into this, this little sequence here of not really having a third baseman. It's just
or a defensive shortstop, or a shortstop who can make a throw to first. It's wild.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And suddenly, you do have kind of long-term concerns about that guy as well. And then, the Red Sox finally woke up in the winter, finally acted a little bit like the Red Sox. And then, then they piss off their, I don't want to say franchise player, but they've paid him like a franchise player. And, that was just a big distraction. And, I'm kind of on Team Devers on this, I mean, you have to know your personnel. You can't just jerk people around and expect them to just kind of come to heel, and they've played well since then, but there's going to be some regression for some of their younger players. Man, we already got Christian Campbell down in the minor leagues. Roman Anthony has had a really nice debut, but at the same time, it's a long season, and a lot of those guys, may not produce the way they will 1, 2, 3 years from now. And then, the Rays are the Rays. I was sold on them at the end of June, and then they've really kind of hit a bump, and maybe they're not as good as we might have thought they were, and now probably looking to sell some pieces, probably in that buy a little bit and sell a little bit more bucket as we get to the deadline. So it's the division overall is a big disappointment. And I guess if you think about it in retrospect, the Jays are maybe doing a little bit better than what I would have anticipated. It's just that there are other teams around them not performing.
When you brought up the deadline, we're with Gabe Lacques, USA Today, covers Major League Baseball. Let's go there. 6 o'clock Eastern, Thursday, July 31. We've circled this date up here for quite some time since the Jays kind of overtook the Yankees. We're thinking, boy, this is early. We haven't even hit the deadline. What are they going to do at the deadline? As they've continued to truck on, I guess you could argue the dreams get larger and bigger. I know Pirates, for example, Mitch Keller has been mentioned in a few conversations. But Gabe, where do you think, and given the fact, both AL and NL right now, I think it's still 3/4 of the teams, either in a spot or hovering around, makes it a little more difficult to navigate. But which aisle, where do you think the Jays kind of go shopping if they are to address or add anything to this roster? Because we have heard that, they want to, and they want to go out, they want to make a splash, and they want to do all this. So where do you think management goes July 31?
Yeah, it's got to be pitching, and it's, I think that's largely just because the quantity is there, even if the quality totally isn't. The hitting market is just so limited and so grim and so competitive. They could probably stand to add, say, a right-handed bat. Do they want to pay a premium for a guy like Eugenio Suarez? Probably not. I mean, it's the thing about the deadline is we put these guys on such a pedestal simply because they're available, and they become these prizes. Well, he can get red hot. He can also, go 0 for August. So it's a little bit of bench depth would be nice, but just think pitching overall, and don't necessarily pigeonhole yourself into we need a number 3 starter, we need an 8th inning guy. Although I think an 8th inning guy would really be kind of nice for this team. Interesting to see if they could plumb, say, the Rockies. How willing are they to sell? They've got some decent bullpen pieces, and hopefully realize they're many, many years away. There's a couple guys who could line up really nicely, in that 7th, 8th inning slot ahead of Jeff Hoffman. And you got to check in on those Twins guys as well. Griffin, Jackson, and Duran. Once again, those guys can make a big difference. And if you want another starting pitcher and it's available, that's not bad either. Because these guys, the front four, have been so great. Max Scherzer, always that question mark hanging around just because of the thumb situation.
Yeah.
It's a limitation. So you don't want to go too deep into the fight without some depth. So, but yeah, I would definitely think pitching first, and just you want to flood the zone with arms down the stretch and into the playoffs. So, and they should have the resources to pull it off, just because they sold last year. They haven't been far from depleted the farm system in any sense. So yeah, I think they're in pretty good shape to be a better team when we wake up on August 1st.
Did the Mariners in Arizona kind of fire the starter's pistol on the deadline with the Naylor move earlier?
In a sense, yeah, and that doesn't necessarily mean the rest of the runners are going to get on the track and and it's all going to start happening. But yeah, certainly it's a piece. And Seattle, really fascinating team. They seem built to disappoint you every single year. So
you're speaking to a Mariners fan.
Yeah. Preaching here, Gabe. I love it. I'm just waiting for it.
Guys, we're poised a little farther west. So yeah, that would stand to reason there's a Mariner fan in the house. What can you do? You got to try to address the offense. They're too cheap to do it in the off season. I shouldn't be surprised, but I really scratched my head this winter when you're talking about Donovan Solano being and re-signing Jorge Polanco being the big gets of the winter. But that seems to be their MO: is don't spend money, try to augment at the deadline, win 86 games, hope it works out, try again next year, and that's pretty much the bucket they're in now. Naylor's a nice player. He doesn't strike out, puts the ball in play, which really fits nicely right in the middle of that lineup, but not necessarily a difference maker. So it's a nice pickup, but we'll see if it matters in the big picture with the Mariners, and see if their pitching can get and stay healthy down the stretch.
Gabe, who do you see being, I guess, in terms of big sellers, big buyers then prior to the deadline? And maybe, again, we talked about the Jays and their, lust for going out and doing something big, but where do you see, you mentioned Suarez as well, where do guys like him go? Who's doing the buying and who's doing the selling?
And if it's not Detroit, should it be Detroit? Because
in this stage of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the year of the false idol, if you will. I really was convinced with what Detroit had going on, and then they've basically been over since since those Mariners, went to Detroit. Kind of put them back on their heels with the All-Star break, and it's the hangover has kind of lingered. So no, you're right. This is probably the year to do that, and then you can kind of get McKinstry, an All-Star in name anyway, kind of back into more of a utility role and get a little more pop there. So yeah, you figure the Tigers and Yankees are front runners for that. The fascinating part of this deadline, if there is one, is the buyer and seller notion, and that I think that probably with the sort of hubbub you've been hearing about the Padres, they're in an interesting spot because they're right there. They can chase down the Dodgers. The Dodgers have their problems, so they're only 5 games out of the division. They're holding a wild card spot, I believe, still. They could deal Dylan Cease because he's a free agent. But they also could win now and add assets. AJ Preller is nuts, and going forward, they may not be the wild-eyed Padres of the last few years. They may be going into a little bit of a retooling when you get to next year. So you want to add some younger assets then and deal from a position of strength. What are they going to make available, and how many guys are they going to gobble up on the assembly line? And a lot of teams in that chunk. The Giants are right there behind them. What are they going to do? Buster Posey wants to prove that this thing is working. So it's still going to be highly competitive. And again, it's not necessarily a binary. It's not necessarily a buy and a sell. So it's there's teams that are going to be highly competitive for guys, and then they'll also add to the inventory if they think that there's areas where they're a little too heavy. So yeah, it's going to be interesting and I think pretty unpredictable.
Yeah, should be fascinating. I know Will earlier referenced the Tigers as the ghost of Christmas future, I guess, for Jays fans. I mean, hopefully that's not the case, but you're right. It is a season of a false idol in a sense. That was a good way of putting it.
Or even the Brewers, too.
Sure.
The Brewers look like they're for real, but how for real are they?
Mets and Phillies have a good race lighting up as well. Gabe Lacques, USA Today, thank you so much for your time, man. It's good to hear from you again. Hope you're doing well, and perhaps chat a little later down the line here.
Absolutely. Always nice talking with you fellas.
Gabe Lacques, USA Today. Mr. Summer.
Mr. Summer.
I know they have the Boys of Summer.
Oh, okay.
This is like the man of summer. Like he is, like, it's summertime.
He's summer dude.
You mentioned yesterday, it's like, it's July, whatever. And you're like, and he always comes through.
I used to talk with Jameson about this when he first came back into radio.
Yeah.
And he was kind of still getting his feet under him, and he was listening to the morning show, and he always gave great notes. Like I miss the notes they used to give, but every now and then he'd be like, "Really, you guys, you went 15 minutes on the second penalty killing unit?" And I was like, "Dude, like sometimes you just play Zeppelin, dude. You play the hits, And in the summertime, there's no hits to play. Like." All the Zeppelin's gone missing, right? There's,
but it gives you a chance to go back in your collection.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's you can go deep into the catalog. Yeah.
More Nacho reviews on that note coming up shortly here. But once again, thanks Gabe for his time, and it's fun to talk. Jays fan or not, even again Mariners. Selfishly, they're still in the mix. Your Cubbies are in the mix.
They're in a wild card spot, solidly in a wild card spot.
I know, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know. Talk to me next week.
Right. I guess my point would just be, you're a Mariners fan. Do you expect more? Like I would think them sitting in
Gabe hit it on the head. They're too damn cheap to do anything. Yeah. This is their way of getting in and kind of,
to me, this is
success
happens. If you're a Mariners fan, right? So,
and it does actually, like, if you're a Yankees fan constantly playing with a cheat code, it's kind of boring. This is fun. Like, this is knife's edge type of stuff.
Yeah, no. Actually, it's a perfect sort of description. You're like, Mariners fan is the kid with the video game console who has put the work in.
Yes.
Right? But he's got a crappy controller.
Yes.
And he's playing on an old TV.
Yeah.
And the Yankees are the rich kid.
Game genie.
Yeah. They're Elon Musk, who has paid someone to build up all of their abilities, like who has spent 30 hours building up whatever it is, and then they go on and they just mash buttons.
Where's the fun in that?
Exactly.
Where's the fun in that?
Yeah.
That's
like
not how sports is supposed to be.
Yankees can't play defense, right? All they can do is wait around for Aaron Judge to hit a home run.
Hit a bomb.
Yeah. Who wants to see me hit some dingers?
He puts the McGuire and he puts the stuff under his hat. Yeah, I get it. 780-218-9999 is the Paris Jewelers inbox. Have your say on that. I know Norman Combine, a resident Astros fan. They are barely ahead of my Astros, he says. Enjoy it while it lasts, Jays fans. And I replied, Mariners will catch you. It's just a matter of time if they get their act together. Play Alberta right now. Early bird special of the day. We're looking at Elks and Roughriders. Once again, you can hop on playalberta.ca. Sports tab at the top. EST specials tab on the left. It'll take you right there. Jay and Matt's big play. Elks plus 9.5. They got it at. I like that, man. I think that's a big. They started at like 14 earlier in the week. I mean, CFL is a weird. The NFL is more. How should you say? Like, their metrics are a lot more. It's a lot more controlled. You know, kind of.
Well, there's higher volume, right?
Yeah.
Like so.
But I'm not just talking about the spread moving. I'm just saying, kind of, in an NFL game, when you have your haves or have-nots, like in this situation, it kind of goes normally to script.
No, that's kind of what I'm saying is that because of the volume of of high-end bettors. Like they've done the homework.
Yes.
They know what's about to happen. They know it 3 weeks in advance. The CFL, it's the Wild West. And not only because you have less bettors.
Yeah.
The fact that you have less bettors, it'll move a line quicker.
Yes, but it is more of an unpredictable game.
It's just one of those ones where it's like, man, your guess is as good as mine. Like
Cody Fajardo, 225 plus passing yards and a pair of touchdowns as well with a Curly Gittins Jr. anytime touchdown. That's you can get it right now plus 505 up at playalberta.ca.
CFL feels very much like Kramer listening to a hot tip on horse racing on the train in New York.
Yeah,
his mother with her mother.
Or when he's in,
he can't run in the slop.
When he's in the office, that's what's
exactly.
like being a Mariners fan too.
Yeah, exactly.
A Mariners fan and a CFL fan at the same time. Boy, oh boy, I'm not gonna heart problems, man. I tell you, that's gonna be a thing that gets me. Pneumonia for you. Heart situation for me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Given a fan of both those things. So Dustin Nielsen will probably be hopping on as well if he gets some cell service down in Drumheller and putting up a. But I still like looking at this Ravens to score one rushing touchdown in every regular season game. You can get that right now plus 1,500 at playalberta.ca. I'll go if you go, Will. Do you want to do a combined?
It feels so potentially cruel, right? Like it feels like one of those ones where you're like, I hope they get shut out in week 2.
They will wrap up first seed with like 2 weeks to go.
Yes.
And then you're like, damn it.
Oh no. Yeah.
And guys will get, and then you're like, and then, but it's anybody can rush it in.
Yeah.
But you don't want them to do too good then. You want them to be just scraping forward and.
Yeah, you're going to get real upset when there's that 4 rushing touchdown game. You're like, save them for the end of the year.
Spread them out here a bit, yeah. It's like getting the clump of cheese on top of your nachos and not layered into the... that's your Play Alberta early bird special. Once again, Jay and Matt's big play of the game. Elks plus 9.5. Fajardo, 225 passing, 2 touchdowns, and a Curly Gittins Jr. anytime touchdown plus 505. Ravens plus 1,500 for a rushing touchdown in every regular season game. I'm so
Who
tempted.
says they don't?
Let's
Who
go in.
says they don't?
Let's go in together. I will if you will. Show me yours. I'll show you my $5 bill. Wheel says, LTE, Francis sent you a bet. He wants to bet you on the game tonight. Do you accept? No, I don't accept. No. Coming up, we'll have...
and answered.
Yeah, no, no, I'm good, thanks. What's the bet? He wants to bet you on the bet what? Like
that is interesting.
I bet you they win. Okay.
That is interesting. Yeah.
Sure.
The old schoolyard. Well, I bet you they don't.
Okay.
And you spend the rest of your adult life thinking that that's what betting is.
That's the stakes.
Yeah.
Wow, I was wrong. Or right.
Yeah.
Doesn't really mean anything else.
Yeah. I have a lot of friends who are not sports fans. And so they'll be like, well, you should make a bet. And I'm like, okay, so what are the odds? And they have a glassy look.
I bet you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm like,
what?
Do you understand what betting is? Yeah.
No.
I bet you. You bet me back. Nope. That's not what a bet is.
It doesn't really make any sense, does it? Let's get a Nacho review in here real quickly. We got a sports update coming up from Benny. He'll keep you all up to date, brought to you by Park Mazda. But we are continuing our kind of show-long segment for That's Good in the Italian Center because Will, to preface again, went on a British Columbia interior Nacho tour.
And Island.
With his wife. Okay, and Island. Yeah, you went out to the... but we are on review of 13, number
7.
Number 7.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand at this point, the reviews. So just fair warning.
You guys are very salty.
Yeah, fair warning. We've had a lot of nachos at this point, and it is starting to affect the way that we write. Anyways, number 7. They're my wife's cousin Sterling and his wife Christy in Chemainus.
There's a lot of homemade ones on this. I was expecting it was all going to be kind of commercial. But this is a lot of
it could be any nachos. That's all it had to be was nachos.
I'm waiting for the roadkill. The roadkill plate.
People heard that what we were doing. They were
then they wanted part of the game.
Exactly. They want in on the action. Right. Yeah. All right. Chemainus. On my deathbed, when I look upon my life, I will think of all the people I didn't say I love you to enough. In the same spirit, far too often, ego keeps us from admitting an almost as important truth. All the many times I've been wrong. I was wrong about The Force Awakens being a solid follow-up to the original trilogy.
Jesus.
That movie, time has proven, is nothing more than nostalgia baiting. I was wrong about the 2005 Nissan X-Trail being a savvy, price-conscious alternative to the Honda CR-V and Toyota RAV4. That mini ute didn't last more than 5 years before at least 50 of its supposed 170 horsepowers had been shot on the racetrack and taken to the glue factory. That black abomination was a wheel-bearing eating turd of a car. And I was wrong about James and Nicole's nachos being a 9.5. They are delicious. They are unique, damn it. They are the realization of a 28-year-plus partnership, but they are no longer the finest nachos we've had on this journey. Just as time and mechanical incompetence proved the truth of the aforementioned items, Stir and Christiane's homemade nacho platter with homemade queso sauce, sweet pickled jalapenos, and generic rounds they had on hand revealed what truly great nachos taste like. Salt, fat, acid, heat set the new bar. Here's the crazy thing. There has to be deductions for the rounds. I cannot, in good conscience, reward a 9.5 to these quasi-gas station chips. Therefore, these nachos are a 9 out of 10, and James and Nicole's nachos are now an 8.5 out of 10. P.S. I love you.
So a retrograding there in a sense, knocking them back down. You've adjusted the whole play.
Reset the field.
They had it if it weren't for the chips.
Yes.
What are they doing? How could you?
It was so good.
The basic.
It was so good.
But I know you're going in depth here.
Yeah.
Nachos are about the toppings.
Yeah.
You fail on the chip. The chip of all things gets you.
Chip wasn't even bad, but you can't give. The gas station brand nacho chip.
And you air quoted "had on hand."
Yeah.
Was this a thing? Was this a disputable type of?
Well, it was just kind of one of those things that we're like, "What's with the chip?" And they're like, "It's all we had on hand."
Yeah, but they wanted to be a part of this,
right?
And if that's the level of effort they're bringing to the table,
yeah.
Wow,
it was a revelation. It was so good. Oh my god, homemade queso. Are you kidding me?
Well, when you said the queso, I was preparing for a 10.
Yeah.
And then you kept saying pickled ingredients.
And it should have been
where's he going to go here?
Should have been a 10, but we had to knock it back.
The damn chip.
Yeah.
It's tough.
There are rules.
Yeah,
and you have to apply the grading formula.
And standards.
Yeah, that's right.
I think for this. 7:32, we'll be back after the break. Justin Dunk will be joining us of 3 Down Nation. He'll have more on the CFL Week 8 picture, including Elks and Riders tonight. That's on the way around 7:40. And I think before then, a few more Nacho reviews from Will Fraser in the Red Shoe Diaries type of format.
Yes, that's
Maybe
right.
turn on a bit.
Actually, the next review is one of my favorites. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Benny's got an update here from Park Mazda. Will Fraser and for Dustin Nielsen, Lieutenant Eric. It's the Nielson Show, Edmonton Sports Talk.com, presented by Play Alberta.
Alouettes clutched up against the Stampeders last night in a tight finish. Montreal came back from a 7-point deficit in the fourth quarter with 3 straight field goals from Jose Maltos, including a clutch 58-yarder to seal the win. MPT passed for 280 yards, and Tyler Snead hauled in 7 catches for 103 yards. Both teams are now 5-2 on the season. Week 8 of the CFL rolls on tonight as the Elks visit the Roughriders in Regina. Cody Fajardo will start as the quarterback for Edmonton. Kickoff is at 7. With the Green and Gold kickoff show starting at 6, Matt Iwanek and Jay Milne are live only on Edmonton Sports Talk. The Blue Jays kept it rolling with an 11-4 win over the Tigers. Ernie Clement and Joey Loperfido went back-to-back with home runs in the 5th inning. Game 2 is tonight with Jose Barreras on the mound for Toronto and Montero starting for Detroit. First pitch is set for 5:10. The Riverhawks snapped their skid with a 9-1 win over the Apple Sox. They're in Kelowna tonight for an opener of a 3-game series against the Falcons. First pitch is at 6:35. The Stingers are in Winnipeg to take on the Sea Bears tonight. Edmonton enters the game at 11-7 and looks to improve their record to 12-7. Tip-off is at 6:30. The Carolina Hurricanes locked up forward Jackson Blake with an 8-year deal worth $45 million. Blake played all 80 games in his rookie season and recorded 34 points. And at the 3M Open, Canadian Adam Svensson sits at the top of the leaderboard at 11 under. He tees off this morning at 11:54. This sports update is brought to you by the fine staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where he can't do salsa on his nachos because it's too spicy. More of Lieutenant Eric and Will Fraser on the other side of the break. I'm Ben Thompson, and you're up to date.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki in a tuxedo t-shirt because it says, like, he wants to be formal, but he's also here to party too.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Teoscar. The Teoscar Hernandez home run song as the Nielson Show continues on. 7:38 here on Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta. Will Fraser in for Dustin Nielsen today as he had the call last night. Stamps falling at home to the Alouettes. And now he is camping with his family, much to the tune of the great outdoors, as we're saying. You can fill in the cast.
Yeah, it's the problem is that Candy also did Family Vacation, and so your brain kind of mixes the two.
Yeah, that's right there. You could have a crossover kind of overlap between the two.
Yeah, Family Vacation, throw that in. He's more. Do you think he's more Candy or Chase? Chevy.
No, he's more Candy because the guy, the friends they're camping with are the expert campers. So I think that guy he'll have like the boat and the whatnot.
Expert campers and bankrupt.
Yes, yeah. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen.
Sorry, spoiler alert.
Krager in the Paris Jewelers inbox 780-218-9999 says, please, no more reviews. Will already wasted the last 4 months of my life. It made my ears bleed. Look,
4 months of his life.
Minutes.
Oh, 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, no. A lot of
your ears bleed.
A lot of effort went into writing these from him and his wife.
I think you have a serious medical problem that has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, drink more water. Yeah, Krager.
Yeah,
I think that
Tylenol,
might be
drink more water.
Take a Tylenol.
Yeah.
Justin Dunk coming up in a matter of minutes, but I think we can squeeze in one more Nacho review here for Krager if he's still listening.
All right, fair warning. The old trip went out to the west coast, Ucluelet and Tofino. And it is a nacho.
It went that far, hey?
It is a nacho desert out there.
Really?
It is. It's wild.
It's different on the island, hey?
We could not find them to save our lives. So here we go.
It's the tariffs.
Poppy's Cantina in Ucluelet is number 8. Here's the chips. Like
where?
Yeah, right. Exactly. In the late 1980s, a simple yet well-endowed small-town girl was discovered by a modeling agency in the crowd at a BC Lions football game. Her and other generously shaped women, such as Anna Nicole Smith and Carmen Electra, broke the monopoly that heroin chic had held over the fashion industry. Their body types celebrated the full-figured woman, i.e. the more curves, the better. Lady Smith's own Pam Anderson rocketed to stardom in television on Baywatch and on the silver screen in the cult classic Barbed Wire. Her blonde hair, perfect face, wowza body made her the envy and desire of women and men everywhere. However, as is the case, fame fades. Time is undefeated when it comes to vanity. In an attempt to redefine herself as a serious actress, she had made her natural beauty comeback attempt. In doing so, she has returned au naturel, no makeup, no lip injections, no push-up draw. Poppy's Cantina's Nachos attempt a similar reinvention of the humble nacho. No curated cheeses, no finely crafted quesos, and the pickled toppings stay in the jar. This is just a bare-bones, house-made chip with house-made guacamole reflective of the same bravery that Pam's silver screen return in The Last Showgirl embodied. However, much like anyone who enjoyed Pam in the 1990s, natural beauty leaves so much to be desired. It is hard to celebrate the attempt. 3.5 out of 10.
3.5.
Yeah.
I would have went a lot lower.
Yeah.
Those chips were served in like a wing basket.
Very good chip, though. Like,
so if you would have paired this chip with your prior review, you're touching them all, Joe.
I didn't come home. I wouldn't have come home.
But I think the lesson I'm kind of picking up here is don't go to the island for nachos. That's
especially you clue it. Oh man, I gotta take this out. Head rushes.
All right, moving along here. Justin Dunk of 3 Down Nation. I told you not to waste it. Give it here.
Give me your gum.
Justin Dunk of 3 Down Nation will be joining us here in a minute. We'll be talking Week 8 CFL. Oh, did he not? He wanted to hear your Nacho review here, and it probably cut out. You'll probably have to say it again.
We do have time for number 9.
We'll do 9 in a bit here. He's good to go. Okay, Justin Dunk, 3 Down Nation, friend of the show. Good to hear from him again. Does also Roughriders pre and post out in Regina. Dunk, just before we get into the football, we are talking nachos this morning. My co-host here, Will Fraser, did a British Columbia nacho tour with his wife. He's reviewing 13 plates that they did. Where does Justin Dunk go for a nacho plate? Construct us your own here on the fly. What are you doing with the chips, and what's topping the heap?
I liked exactly what you guys were talking about there with Pamela Anderson. Au naturel, baby. Give me just guacamole from avocados. That's all I need. And a nice, natural, healthy chip, and we're good to go. Sounds boring, but it's effective, fellas.
Yeah. It's Pam Anderson at a BC Lions game back in the day.
Actually, it's Pam Anderson at a Lions game today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, either or. Yeah. Justin, let's start, I guess, last night, Week 8 kicking off. It was a delicious matchup on paper, albeit Davis Alexander out. We then saw Vernon Adams Jr. as well exit the game. It's tough in this league of 9 when you don't have, 32 teams around the league to mask injuries and talk about other things. A quarterback goes down here or there, and it's all of a sudden a pretty big deal league-wide. So your thoughts on last night's game? I know Maltos hitting that. I mean, he had yards to spare on that game-winning field goal, but the Montreal defense, I guess, winning the day there. Your thoughts on last night down in Calgary with the Stamps falling to the Als?
Maltos was clutch, and as you mentioned, I think the Alouettes defense helped out there in a big way. McLeod Bethel-Thompson was just okay. I thought perhaps we were going to see more of Caleb Evans, especially after that deep corner ball that he hit to set up the Alouettes' first points on the day, which were also a field goal. But the big storyline coming out of it is going to be Vernon Adams Jr. going down with what appeared to be a head injury and his long-term availability. I think if he would have been able to stay in that football game, that Calgary probably wins, but Montreal steals one on the road as a heavy underdog.
And it's just a shame. I mean, I think as a fan of just the league in general, a guy like VA is such a great story in that everywhere he's been, he hasn't left on bad terms. He's just been kind of forced out due to something else, a shiny new object for whatever franchise. And now it finally seems like he found a spot that made sense, a franchise that needed and wanted him, and one that he was fitting in with so well. And a few other injuries for the Stamps last night as well. Elford, their new Moose going down. It's just they had a lot of good things going, and perhaps punching above their weight, as a lot of people maybe prior to the season kicking off didn't have them where they were at. But I guess right now with that loss, an opportunity tonight for the Roughriders to reclaim that top spot. And Will and I were talking this morning. I mean, the buzz in this market in Edmonton all week has obviously been the quarterbacks. How is it going to look? Who's going to start? Is there going to be a short leash or no leash? Obviously, Fajardo getting the start, which sets up a great storyline going back to Regina. But following the Roughriders for as long as I've had it seems they snatch defeat out of the hands of opportunity most times. Just your thoughts heading into this one tonight with two teams in different directions, one looking to reclaim top spot, the other looking to get going with a quarterback starting tonight with something a little to prove on the road.
Definitely. I talked to Cody Fajardo at length when the team got here to Regina at Hotel Saskatchewan, and I honestly felt like it was a more mature Cody Fajardo. And I don't want to say that in a negative way, that he wasn't mature earlier in his career, but I asked him, what would he tell younger Cody Fajardo, the Cody Fajardo that was in Saskatchewan? And he said, and I'm paraphrasing, but that he would tell younger Cody to see himself through the storm, be calm through the storm, because in Saskatchewan, you guys know well, the media covers the team so well. They ask tough, but I think fair questions here, and there's ups and downs throughout a season. And he, I think, experienced some high highs here, but also some low lows at the end. And we got to remember, he was an upright away, and I mean him hitting the upright in the West Final away, potentially from taking this team to a Grey Cup. So I think the reaction here is going to be mixed. There are definitely Fajardo jerseys in the stands consistently that I've seen at Mosaic Stadium throughout the last couple of years while doing the broadcast for the Rider Broadcast Network on 620 CKRM and streaming live at thesportscage.com. But I do think that the fans are going to boo him just because he's on the opposing team. So that's the major storyline going into this one. And you got to boo him and let him have it. And Corey May said, hey, it's Christmas in July. That's a theme for this game for the Riders. But he wants a bunch of Grinches to show up to make it hard for the Elks to get a win.
Wouldn't be a bad costume choice, I guess, tonight, given the color scheme and everything. July 25, dress up as the Grinch, you're all in the green. It's good to go. But and on the other side, we also kind of were saying, with this Elks team, the way it was constructed, a lot of changeover. Preaching patience in this market is tough, given we've been doing it for so many years, albeit with different regimes. But they went out, they made a splash specifically along that defensive line and redoing their defense, which is rooted at the foot of most statistical categories this season so far. And that might be the big surprise for most. But how do you see an Elks defense that looks pretty good on paper, hasn't shown up yet, matched up against this Riders offense, which I know Trevor Harris gets, as he should, for his accuracy and his completion percentage and so on and so forth. I just do feel at certain times that offense does lack maybe a killer's edge when it comes to score zones. And I mean, I know they had their way with the Lions defense last week, but I thought they could have had more.
I totally agree. You look back in the only Riders loss this season, and that was, I think, one of the major reasons for it, not converting in the red zone. There were two key 3rd and 3 downs where Corey May selected to go for it. The Riders weren't able to get it in that loss to Calgary, and it was ultimately, only a 2-score loss, even though it looked much worse because Calgary dominated on the lines of scrimmage. So Trevor Harris has talked about them being able to convert at a higher rate in the red zone, and also when they have their foot on the throat of an opponent, kind of like they did last week in BC. They need to keep the pedal down on the accelerator. They can't let them back into the game. And that was kind of the case last week in BC, even though that win at least looked easy for the majority of the start of that ball game. BC ended up only losing by 6 points. So I think that's the key for them going into this Edmonton game, is that they need to be able to, especially if they get up early, knock out the Elks, for lack of a better term. And the Riders, got to remember last year, Edmonton came in here 0-7. It was a little different because Trey Ford was the starting quarterback, but they ran roughshod over the Riders defense that had been number one against the run going into that ball game, put up over 40 points in that one in a decisive and convincing win. So a little bit of a different scenario here, but Mark Killam talked about it. He's going to Fajardo looking for a spark. The real key to me, fellas, when I look at this matchup, is Trevor Harris is on this run of a rate of accuracy, 9 straight games over 70%. You have the 2 highest completion percentage quarterbacks in CFL history going head-to-head, Fajardo 1, Harris 2. But I look at that Elks secondary. There's a couple of rookies back there. Mark Mueller, the offense coordinator for the Riders, and Trevor Harris have made a habit of going after these young DBs, setting them up with short underneath routes, and then pulling off double moves like we saw last week in BC, like we've seen multiple times this season. Dante Myers did it last week. Catches a slant ball in front of a young DB, then they come back and hit him with a double move for one of those deep touchdowns. So that, to me, is where there's a major disadvantage for the Elks, is a lack of experience in the secondary, going against a 39-year-old quarterback who, guys, despite his age, might be playing the best football of his career. This is the best 5-game stretch that he's had to start a season in terms of a statistical perspective for Trevor Harris.
Yeah, I think looking at the records tonight, one could say if they don't know any better that, it's going to be a wash. But I think we've gone over just a few of the storylines, and I think it should be fascinating to see how this one kind of shapes up tonight in Regina. Of course, you'll be on the air there. You mentioned 620 CKRM pre- and post-game coverage for the Riders. Let's kind of go out of that one. I do like the summer months, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday slate, a game every day to quench your thirst. I'm going to fast forward as well to Sunday, Hamilton, BC. 2 quarterback matchups there that you got to love. Bo Levi Mitchell, Nathan Rourke, whom I can dress both on my fantasy team, given that we observe the ratio rule. Rourke will be my Canadian. Bo will be my quarterback. But I look at what Bo's doing, what Kenny Lawler's doing this season, and then I look at that BC defense, man. Is it just going to be a feast for Bo and Lawler and co., or how do you see that game kind of panning out on Sunday?
I'm not much of a betting guy, but that game seems prime for an over in terms of the total points in that one. It's going to be fun, man. You mentioned Bo Levi Mitchell, Kenny Lawler have been as dynamic as any target around the Canadian Football League, or any duo, I should say, around the Canadian Football League this year. Lawler's just been a human highlight reel to start the season. He would, we're a third of the way through the season, so we're kind of talking about some of these major individual awards and who's in the lead. We have a piece up on that at 3downnation.com, and I would give my vote to Kenny Lawler. Bo Levi Mitchell's been really good, but I think Kenny Lawler has taken this passing offense that Scott Milanovic draws up to another level, and Nathan Rourke, when he's been healthy, has been elite as well. So I think this seems like one of those old school CFL shootout type football games.
And just lastly as well, Saturday, Winnipeg and Toronto. Chad Kelly nearing a return, I guess, but probably won't see him. Zach Claros, though, a bit of a surprise, given his history with concussions. We saw the snapback kind of fall back last week. He will get the call for the 3-2 Bombers. Your thoughts on this one? I still don't know what to define the Bombers at this year. Is it just as simple as far as, or as healthy as Zach Claros can stay, and that's how they go? And for the Argonauts, I mean, Arbuckle, I think, has been doing okay in relief, albeit not showing in their 1-5 record.
There's a couple of things in this one for me. I think, yes, Claros has to stay healthy for the Bombers to have a real chance in the West Division, especially the way it's shaping up. And you mentioned Chad Kelly there. And if you go back and sort of follow Ryan Dinwiddie's comments about Chad Kelly, well, first he was saying, well, he was going to be ready to go for training camp. And then it was like, well, maybe he's going to be ready to go for week 1. And then it was like, well, we're pretty sure he's going to play in week 4. And then it's, oh, he's out weeks 5 and week 6. It's like, what is actually really going on here in terms of Chad Kelly and his potential return? And this week he wasn't even at practice. for at least one of the days, he was down in Buffalo. So he's getting some different rehab work done down there. Our John Hodge at 3downnation.com asked Ryan Dinwiddie, has there been a setback? Dinwiddie said no. But, something kind of doesn't add up here unless they're just really wanting to get Chad Kelly as much time as they can to get back to 100% and be able to protect himself. That's been the one theme from Dinwiddie. So Chad Kelly won't be on the field. I think that's a situation to monitor. Doesn't seem like there's any guarantee he's going to be back anytime soon. But as for Winnipeg, I think you got to go in there, take advantage of this team without Chad Kelly, get back in the win column after you've gotten thrashed by Calgary at home, which is a rarity for the Bombers, and beaten by Calgary twice. Like, you need to keep up in this West Division and not let Saskatchewan and Calgary pull away.
Should be a fascinating remainder of Week 8 starting tonight in Regina. Riders and Elks. Hopefully it kind of takes the theme of what we saw last night with a great matchup as the Alouettes would come from behind to knock off the Stamps from Calgary. Justin Dunk, 3 Down Nation, 620 CKRM Sports Cage Riders pre and post. Thanks so much for your time, man. It's great to chat with you again, and have a good shows tonight.
Anytime, boys. Enjoy those nachos out there.
God, I want a plate now. I will take. I'm not a proud man. I'll take whatever you give me. You bring in here a bunch of like soaking wet chips from like that type of thing. Expired sour cream, cheese, goat cheese. I will do anything right now for nachos.
True.
In any sense or form.
Yeah,
and it'll get a 10 rating given the time and just
setting.
Yeah, I'm desperate.
Yeah,
I'm nacho desperate.
Reminds me of a young Lieutenant Eric that I first got to know in a different way.
I'd take anything.
Yeah.
7:56. I think we have time for one more review here, or two.
This is the quickest review of of the reviews. No, once again, as I mentioned, Nacho Desert.
You're still in the desert.
We are still in the desert.
40 days.
Yeah. So still in Ucluelet. Number 9. Leftover Munchie Mix and Miss Vicky's Salt and Vinegar chips. We cycled 60 kilometers.
Wait. Again? Holy That's terrible. I can't wait.
Here's the review.
Are we going into the negatives?
Here's the review. We cycled 60 kilometers today. Get your own effing nachos. 1.5 out of 10.
So get your own effort. So this was you?
Yeah, this was literally 11:30 at night. We realized, we haven't hit our nachos yet. What do we have around the hotel? And expired Munchie Mix and whatever was left at the bottom of the Miss Vicky's bag was that evening's nachos.
And you went in dry. No sauce, no dipping accompaniments, nothing.
Like I said, we were exhausted.
Salt and pepper?
Yeah. So between
vinegar?
Between Ucluelet and Tofino, it's 30 kilometers of just the most breathtaking scenery you will ever experience in your life. And the two towns have now connected it with a paved bicycle path.
Good.
Separate path that goes through the rainforest.
I like that.
It's honestly, it is, and I've cycled quite a bit now. It is the best bike path I have ever been on. And so we did the path there and back, all 60K of it. And so we were a little tuckered out, maybe not on our game as far as finding the nachos that we should have.
So this was review number what of 13?
Number 9.
Number 9. So we're kind of, so this is the driest point of the desert, would you say? This is we can expect more of an uptick now going through,
exactly.
Taking it home?
Of the hero's journey, this is the major loss that makes you reflect.
You were crawling. You were. That's pathetic.
It was.
That was what, a paper plate, like a Dixie plate type one of those?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's 100. Boy, Ben, give him a ding. Just if you'll indulge me here as well. Whoops, wait, just give me a second here for Benny. Doing one more review, and then we'll hit a break.
One more.
Want to say, though, if you want to play trivia, that's coming up next, just after 8 o'clock here for Mr. Mike's. $25 to Mr. Mike's is up for grabs. So if you want to play trivia, the questions have already been provided by Will Fraser. You need 3 out of 5. If you want to play, text in 780-218-9999, and Benny will get a hold of one of you lucky entrants, and you'll be playing a kind of easy trivia just after 8. But one more Nacho review here, heading into hour number 3. Will, take it away.
Okay. Made it back to the mainland.
Now we're looking.
Made it back to the mainland. Here we are, number 10.
Back home.
This is at Kraft in the Olympic Village, Vancouver. Best piece of car maintenance advice I ever got came from an old school friend who owned a body shop. I had recently purchased a new-to-me Honda Accord and had taken it to him for advice on the best coatings and seals I could purchase to ensure it a long and healthy life. Scott is his name, and looked at me and said, I can sell you all manners of product. But to be honest, the best advice I can give you is just wash your car regularly. And I don't mean when it's dirty. I mean wash it regularly. If you do that, everything else should just take care of itself. I am happy to report, so far, his advice has proven true. This brings us to the dilemma of the car wash. Wand wash or automatic? If you use the wand wash, you can be sure to get every nook and cranny. Yeah. You scrub every last piece of bug gut and insect, every last crease in dings and scrapes. It can, however, cost you more, either in time or money. The automatic car wash, for the most part, is inferior to the wand wash, but it does get you 95% of where you want to be for a predictable amount of time and money. The nachos at Kraft in the Olympic Village, Vancouver, are the automatic car wash of nachos. They arrive on time for a decent price and got us 95% of the where we want to be when having a plate of nachos. Beginning with a good to great corn chip, standard amount of marbled cheese, diced tomatoes, chiffoned green onions, and a frugal amount of jalapenos. Skimped on the salsa and skimped on the sour cream, but the quality of the corn chip made up for any of the deficiencies. Like a car wash that cleans your car but leaves watermarks, these nachos led us while leaving us wanting. 7 out of 10.
Okay, so a good chip, good base.
Yeah.
You mentioned the frugality on a few. I mean, that's okay, but you've got where you want to go.
Exactly. Gave us what we wanted.
Yeah, and coming off the disastrous plate your wife had.
It was a rally.
They are in a good spot in that lineup to have afterwards.
That's right.
As they're kind of playing with house money.
Yeah.
Wand wash or automatic? I have an automatic right down the block.
Right.
So I wash it there.
Yeah.
It's a quick drive home into the garage. She stays clean.
That's right.
I have a wand option. It's a little farther. I have to pass through a construction zone.
Right.
Where you got the dust going.
Right.
So is there a point? I get the point. I like a wand. I like the control.
Yes,
I like getting into the.
Yeah.
But those automatics leave you wanting more.
Right.
Always.
You always get
fails.
home and you're like,
fails.
kind of missed that spot. Or
they miss a lot.
Didn't get the wheels right.
Miss a lot.
Yeah.
Your mirrors are always bent in.
But to quote my buddy Scott, that's really all you need to do is consistently wash your car. Just get it clean.
Automobiles have a soul. Like if you keep it, they respond to that, right? Yeah.
Don't even get me started on people who still have their winter tires on right now.
That was review 10?
It was number 10.
Okay. 3 more to go. Hour number 3 on the way. We'll fit them in here in between a Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. That's coming up at 8:30.
Sorry,
as mentioned.
2 more to go.
2 more to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
We ate a 13th, but we still have not written the review.
Maybe we could do like no, your wife has to be.
Yeah.
I was going to say we could kind of do it on the fly, but 780-218-9999, Paris Jewelers inbox. If you want to play trivia, once again, hit us up. Benny will get in touch with one of you. You'll be playing for Mr. Mike's on the way. 3 questions, too many for Park Mazda. I got 2. If you want a 3rd for Will Fraser, please get it into that PJ's inbox or in the nasty chat as well. And the wrap for William Huff will be taking you into the hangout today, 9 to 11 with Matthew Iwanek. It is the Nielson Show. Will Fraser in for Dustin Nielsen, Lieutenant Eric, and Benny's got a sports update here for the fine folks at Windsor Plywood Leduc. We are Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta.
The Alouettes pulled off a comeback win over the Stampeders last night, erasing a 7-point four-quarter deficit with 3 straight field goals from Jose Maltos, including a 58-yarder to win it. MBT threw 280 yards, and Tyler Snead had 7 catches for 103 yards. Both teams are now sit at 5-2 as a record. CFL Week 8 continues tonight with the Elks in Regina to face the Roughriders. Cody Fajardo gets the start for Edmonton. Kickoff is at 7. You can catch the Green and Gold Kickoff Show with Matt Iwanek and Jay Milne starting at 6 o'clock, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. The Blue Jays stayed hot, beating the Tigers 11-4. Ernie Clement and Joey Lopfido hit back-to-back home runs in the 5th inning. Game 2 goes tonight with Jose Barrios on the mound for Toronto and Montero for Detroit. First pitch at 5:10. The Riverhawks snapped their losing streak with a 9-1 win over the Apple Sox. They're in Kelowna tonight for the first of their 3-game set against the Falcons. First pitch is at 6:35. The Stingers are in Winnipeg tonight to take on the Sea Bears. Edmonton sits at 11-7 and looks improved to 12-7. Tip-off is at 6:30. The Hurricanes have signed forward Jackson Blake to an 8-year deal worth $45 million on that deal. Blake played 80 games in his rookie season and finished with 34 points. At the 3M Open, Canadian Adam Svensson holds the lead at 11 under. He tees off at 11:54 this morning. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since 1993. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc. We got more Lieutenant Eric and Will Fraser on the other side of the break. I'm Ben Thompson. You're up to date.
Nielson Show, Will Fraser, Lieutenant Eric, Benny with you as well. The Tulo home run song located yesterday by our hero of the week, Will Fraser. That's Philly Lutaya.
Does African, the big man know that it's back yet?
No.
He's going to be so happy.
Oh, it's again,
he's going to be so happy.
We have
about
all
that.
of the home run songs except that one, and we were one, and it's so simple. We didn't even have, you don't even need to play the clip. You just play the song.
It's just a beautiful song.
So it's getting us through here, and I love it. And it coincides with the Jays and the trade deadline next week.
Yeah, the last time the Jays were this good, they went out and got Troy Tulowitzki.
It's all fitting in.
And it was David Price, I think. Remember that?
Yes, David Price. Brett Litke in the nasty chat. God, I love the Tulo home run song. Jen Cool asks, has anyone translated this song? LOL. Great question, Jen. Will attempted that yesterday.
I did, yeah.
Didn't really go so well.
Yeah, so YouTube allows you to do closed captioning. Okay. And so then YouTube obviously
does
uses
its best.
some sort of AI.
Yeah.
And so it was actually pretty funny because the AI was making a best guess at what the words were. Yeah. And so it was throwing up on the closed captioning a mix of French, Spanish, and I think Greek at certain points.
The man gets around.
Yeah,
hey?
exactly.
Yeah, wow. Wouldn't that be something if it was all in different tongue? Yeah, each verse was a different language. We don't know what it, I mean, given the nature of the tune, it seems
positive.
It sounds like a happy song.
It sounds like a happy song, some sort of life-affirming
but
something.
Maybe it's also got a darkness to it that we don't know. And maybe we will never know, and maybe we should just keep it like that.
Right. Yeah. Ignorance is bliss.
Nasty Chat's humming along. If you are watching on YouTube this morning, hit the like. We have surpassed 100, which is great for the dog days of summer. And subscribe to the channel as well, as we are pursuing the 13.2K subs.
Yeah. Do we have trivia ready to go?
Yeah, we'll get somebody here.
Oh,
Benny's going to search somebody for the trivia. Aren't you, Ben?
Yes.
Trivia. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. We'll be getting somebody online. If you want to play, once again, 780-218-9999. And you'll be playing for Mr. Mike's. I want to get to this, too, here. In the spirit, and of course, it is game day. Elks Roughriders tonight in Regina, 7 o'clock across the TSN network. We are going to Labor Day. We're taking the old CFL coach bus. CFL bus trips are great. And very, very affordable, and we've got a package for you here at EST. Edmonton Sports Talk Labor Day Bus presented by Canadian Club. You will receive a ticket to the Labor Day Classic in Calgary, Monday, September 1. Transport to and from the city on a coach bus. We'll be departing Commonwealth Stadium, times to follow. You also get 2 Canadian Club beverages on the way to the game and a post-game pizza meal on the bus back. That goes for $150, $150 plus GST, but with the promo code EST Labor Day, you can get this sweet ticket for $125 plus GST. So that's ride to and from. Tickets. You get the camaraderie on the bus, which is, I mean, that's worth $125 in its own. The tickets, the Canadian Club beverages, the food, we'll feed you, we'll water you, the whole bit. Come party with us. Should be a great time as we invade McMahon. I know it's a bit of a dump, but it is kind of a neat place to go watch a football game while those stadia are still around, I guess. It's not got that polished feel to it all. It's just concrete, baby, and we'll be there. So join us, won't you? EdmontonSportsTalk.com. That's where you go. You click the Labor Day Bus tab, and it'll take you right there. Once again, $150 plus GST, but with promo code EST Labor Day, you can get this puppy for $125 plus GST. Once again, ticket to the game, transport to and from Commonwealth, 2 Canadian Club beverages on the way to the game, and a post-game pizza meal on the bus back. Should be an outstanding time, Monday, September 1st. All right, Ben, who do we got on the line for trivia today?
We got Vaughn.
Mo Vaughn. Vaughn, you're playing for $25 to Mr. Mike's. I do believe you've played before, so you know the rules. You need 3 out of 5 to get the GC. And once again, Mr. Mike's, they're turning up the sizzle this summer with Platterpalooza, barbecue rib platters to coastal combos with lobsters and prawns. Big flavor all summer long. Plus, you can enter for your shot at sizzling summer prizes. Mr. Mike's, eat locally, enjoy casually. Vaughn, we'll start the ticker after I read the first question. They've all been provided by Will Fraser this morning. And if you do get 3 out of 5, you'll not only get that $25 to Mr. Mike's, but unlock a Club Beat Loop remix from the vault. Are you good to go, sir?
Yes, sir.
Question 1. Who do the Elks face tonight?
Roughriders.
Who do the Jays face tonight?
Detroit.
Name a nacho-appropriate cheese.
Jack.
Name another.
Cheddar.
Name another.
Blue.
Is that Greek yogurt?
He's going to strikes.
Got it to go! Now let me get this straight.
Jonas Vasu Inawan sauce.
I can't read this line.
Gagne on the steal. Gagne moving in. Here is Gagne. Great move. Intercept and score! What a play. Sam Gagne. Overtime winner.
We listen to proposals for him.
He really seems to be selling this one.
Great save, Luongo. Standing ovation here in Rexall for Ben Scrivens.
Go figure, right?
A little old-time hockey there by Victor Foss.
Go figure, right?
Majestic.
Tiger Woods pulls out.
I'm not going into specifics about any specific player.
Rory McIlroy blows it.
Philip Larson, welcome back.
It ain't over to the 586.
Corey Dickel jam away.
I can't give you an honest opinion because I've seen 5 games.
Carr fires it up goal and he scores! The Oilers trying to get going with 29 seconds of power play time remaining. Alex Hemsky cutting from the end of backhand. He scores! Taylor Hall across the blue line. Drops for Gagne. Gagne back to Hemsky. Here's Hemsky's wrist shot. He scores!
I mean, I knew what will happen. I knew I would get traded.
Alex Hemsky! What a night for 83!
So I was kind of prepared for that for the last 4 months. So it wasn't surprising.
He gets his second goal of the game and gives the Oilers their first lead.
You can do what you want with that.
Clubby Lou remix from the vault, unlocked by Vaughn, who went 4 of 5 on Kinda Easy Trivia.
Yeah, he knew he had the win in the bag. Blue cheese.
He's joking here. Spency 5 Censy, the nasty chat. Yeah, gonna have to disagree on the blue cheese on nachos.
Yeah.
Jen adds in never blue. Would there be in any case?
No.
Does blue ever get on the just to kind of no?
That's an anti-nacho cheese.
But I suppose though, because there's no wrong answers when it comes to nachos.
No,
Like you could make a real
that's a wrong answer.
A tinned sardine protein, a blue cheese accompaniment, and a mayonnaise as your dip.
I like blue cheese in blue cheese appropriate situations, but that is not one of them.
You can't tell me you can't find a recipe where
I can tell you whatever I want to tell you.
Where you put it on a chip.
You're not
for
the
crying out
boss
loud.
of me. You can't say that.
What chip would you if I gave you a cube of blue cheese, what chip would you pair it with? Because you can eat blue cheese with a cracker. Like, so what chip? There's got to be a chip out there that you can make a plate.
There's not a corn chip. No.
No, but you did a Miss Vicky. Like, I'm just saying, think outside the box here.
Actually, Miss Vicky's might be the appropriate chip to go with blue cheese.
That
you
could
would
be
need
something.
the harshness of the malt vinegar.
Yes.
Yeah. You want to see a battle royale of funk versus funk.
Save your pickled vegetables for that plate. You don't need them.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Devon. You're off to Mr. Mike's. Once again, Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week coming up mid hour here at around 8:30 as we'll be joined in studio. It's always nice to have an in-studio guest for this segment. Peter Bishop. You might know him as the fictional character from the TV series Fringe.
Yeah.
Portrayed by, it's not Joshua Jackson in studio.
How
will be
great would that be?
It'll be Peter Bishop.
Mighty Duck himself.
But maybe that character in Fringe was based off this Peter Bishop.
That's right.
We'll
That's
ask
a good
him
point.
that.
Yeah.
Peter Bishop, CEO of ZGM Drinks. He'll be joining us in studio. We won't be sampling a beer this morning, but it'll be a gin type of fruit
refreshing
mix.
beverage,
a
nonetheless.
mixer pack. So more on that coming up. Sobeys and Safeway Liquor, another chance for you to win here on the Nielson Show. $50 to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor up for grabs during that segment. Time right now for 3 Questions Too Many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer Principal Mitch Lewicki, who always keeps a little bit of blue cheese tucked away in his drawer for emergencies. Park Mazda, your dealer for life. Just
What is that smell?
a mid-afternoon nibble.
It's Mitch. He's got blue cheese in his desk.
It's Friday. You want to pull?
Go away.
Goes
Mitch.
around to the staff. Get out of here. Go back to your office. Park Mazda, your dealer for life. Check them out in Sherwood Park or online at parkmazda.ca. Social medias, again, Benny, a time for you to pump yourself up here and promote yourself. Give us any place, I followed you on the gram.
Yes,
you saw that.
Yes, yes. I on Instagram, it's ben.thompson17. On Twitter, it's ben_Thompson17. YouTube, Twitch, uninstall, first Als and one. I think it's about it. It's all. Am I missing anything? I don't think so.
I hope not. You're on LinkedIn, I'm sure, looking for... You always got to keep an eye on the job market. Yeah,
always.
Will, where can people follow you on social media?
You can go to Homestar Runner, the emails from Strongbad. I do have an email published on there.
This is your claim to fame.
Yeah.
This is your high point in your life. You
pretty
never
much
really...
it. I topped out.
You know, you could... You remember when I had that water account where I'd go around town grading restaurant waters?
Do you?
Yeah.
You have no idea how much I always reference that.
I still have access to the Instagram. I got locked out of the Twitter one. I'm trying to resuscitate that because I'd like to bring that back. But you and your wife should start a shared login account of Nacho Reviews.
Yeah.
Because that's where you go for social. It's not so much personal accounts anymore.
Right.
It's, have I told you about my latest venture?
Oh, what's this?
On Instagram. It's called People on Park Benches.
Okay.
And the fact that I go around walking so much, I see those benches with the plaques. So I've been taking photos of them and collecting them.
Yeah.
And I'm just basically going to have an account celebrating the people that have been memorialized on these benches.
Yeah.
Just to give them because sometimes the families, they'll be like, Joan loved this tree.
Yeah.
And nobody really knows about it. Well, I'm going to take that and push it out into the algorithm.
I did have like a season once when they made me do social media of street teamers eating food.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you had to deal with some sort of Airbnb or bed and breakfast thing that you. I think that was near the end of your personal account.
Yeah,
You kind of said, "This is
Go away now."
Yeah, if this is the way it's going, it's not for me.
Yeah.
You can follow Will Fraser's dormant account though on Twitter at Will Fraser 4, and that's the number 4 higher.
I don't think it's my I think somebody else is.
Somebody else is. It's described as husband, father, wiser, older brother.
Yeah.
And it's got that picture of John Stamos for the Avi.
Shut your face. That's me.
Your last tweet, September 21, 2017. That moment your friends show up for your belated 40th at the Canadian Brew House. # Spruce Grove.
Yeah.
I'm retweeting that right now.
That was I think that was what? 2 months before Bell Media let me go. So
yeah, it was the beginning of the end. But yeah, you'll never forget that night. Plus your strong bad time. Those are two big moments of your life. Question number 1, and feel free if you want to squeeze in a third here as well. I do have 3, but I'm always up for a flex. I didn't want to spend too much time on it. The news happened as you were leaving the studios yesterday. Hulk Hogan, or Hollywood Hogan, if you will.
Cool.
Which I will always remember him as, NWO for life. Greatest heel in wrestling history.
Oh, gross.
And Benny, I'm anxious to hear you because you're of a different vintage than us, but your favorite Hulk or Hollywood Hogan moment. It can come in the ring. It could come on the silver screen, as I brought up. Suburban Commando, one of the greatest films out there that he starred in. So your favorite Hogan moment, what would that be? Is it from the ring? Is it from movies? Is it from his reality TV show?
Was it Rocky 3?
Was that the one? I'm not a big Rocky...
where he had a celebrity match that got out of hand?
You're right, yeah.
Rocky 3.
Rocky 3, okay. And you're just going to leave it there. No, nothing specific.
Yeah.
You really are.
I just think...
You don't want to get fined here.
I just think he's an awful person. So
that's okay.
Dead or alive.
No.
Yeah, so when you take billionaires' money to shutter a media organization, not a great look.
And he's a union buster.
Yeah,
as him and Ventura had that argument.
And an avowed racist, right? Let's not forget that. Not a good person.
Benny, who is Hulk Hogan to you?
People that just that like wrestling talked about. I'm not a big wrestling guy.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing that I have any personal relevance to is I'm a big Drake. The rapper, I like him.
Where are you taking this one here?
Yeah.
This is like a Nacho review here.
He has a line. He has a line about Hulk Hogan. That I really like. He says, "People want to see me on a T-shirt. People want to say rip me on a T-shirt like I'm Hulk Hogan," which means R.I.P. But also rip the which now has another meaning.
I see. Away. Yeah,
that's the only thing I have for you. That's
I'm gonna go January 4th, 1999. Georgia Dome, Atlanta, Georgia. WCW Monday Nitro. The flagship television program of World Championship Wrestling. And I'm going with the finger poke of doom. It refers to an incident between Hollywood Hogan and then Kevin Nash of the NWO Wolfpack.
Okay.
WCW was a funny thing for the time that it existed. It had some real high moments. The NWO faction, probably the greatest wrestling stable of all time, or stables, in my opinion.
It was a harbinger of the culture to come.
Yeah.
In that it was, hey, let's take something that everyone organically loves and cherishes, and let's just throw money at it and see what happens. That was WCW.
As I said, it had its highs, but at times it was like your no-name pop. Of the sort
it was
of,
a group of mercenaries, man.
Like
we had all grown up watching wrestling where there was the lower indie circuits. Everyone kind of built and developed these characters and then sort of made their way up. There was a progression to it. And then WCW was just like, let's just throw money at the problem.
There were times where WCW left you wanting more in terms of how they executed storylines, but the finger poke of doom, I think, goes down as one of them, if not maybe the worst. When Hollywood poked Nash in the chest, I mean, the Wolfpack and the Black and White were going at it. It was a great feud, and it ended with Hogan finger poking Nash going down, and then those two groups again kind of coming back together. The match saw Hogan poke him in the chest, prompting Nash to theatrically throw himself onto the mat, allowing Hogan to pin him. The victory marking then the reunion of both factions into one villainous group. I mean, in terms of pro wrestling, always is taken with a grain of salt. But when you're like a kid of that age, you're like, oh my God, what is happening? Looking back at it now, I find it hilarious. It's all fine, and nobody died.
Yeah.
But, I mean, well, somebody did. But, in this case, for the time that it was and the height that those factions were, it was kind of cheesy. Too cheesy for pro wrestling.
Right.
So the finger poke of doom is mine, with a side option, too, of Suburban Commando, one of the best movies ever made.
He did have that sort of high point of the previous sort of rise of professional wrestling when he body slammed Andre the Giant.
Yeah. And boy, did he pick him up high, hey?
Not really.
No,
No, they did their best.
Yes. Andre, you jump now.
Yeah.
And I will follow your jump. Big Maple and Nasty Chat. I never once had a Terry Bollea wrestling buddy as a child. I had a Hulk Hogan wrestling buddy as a child. Those wrestling buddies were cool. That was a good line of those stuffed plushies. You had the Ultimate Warrior, Hogan. I think Boss Man was one of them.
I feel like he had a Saturday morning cartoon as well. Hulk Hogan and Friends or something.
Well, he milked the he was out there. I think he most recently had his own line of beer.
Yeah,
which whatever.
Yeah. We did not feature it at any point.
Not yet.
No.
So that's your Hogan question, because we kind of wanted to fit that in. Question number 2, and it took Ozzy Osbourne passed away earlier in the week.
Yes.
And they say the things happen in threes. I know the talk yesterday was immediately after the Hogan news. You had Malcolm Jamal Warner from the Cosby Show.
Tragic. Just
tragic there.
Yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne then passing away, which again, at a ripe age that he was, and given the miles on that odometer, I mean, okay, sail on, you crazy diamond, right? But with Dustin Nielsen in the host chair, not a real big music aficionado, we didn't get too much time to discuss that. And with Hulk yesterday, I wanted to go over favorite Ozzy Osbourne or Black Sabbath song. Well, I guess for you can play the hits if you want.
Yeah, like it's pretty easy to just say Crazy Train, right? Like
absolutely,
because you heard it a million times.
Yeah,
over the course of your life, it's hard to not go there. But to me, it was more he defined the showmanship that became heavy metal, like the idea that it wasn't just about the music anymore, that it was about putting on.
Biting the head off the
out of this world performance for your fans.
And he looked heavy metal. His face, his hair, he looked like a scary dude back in the 80s.
And he did every drug that there was.
Yeah. No stone unturned. I'm more of a Black Sabbath man myself. I will go with Megalomania. I will go with The Wizard. I will go with Hand of Doom. Well into the stoner fuge of the Black Sabbath catalog. I know there's a little bit more polished music, but I really like the grit and the grime of the earlier Black Sabbath. So I'll go with those, maybe off the paved road when it comes to his catalog. Question number 3, and with the lack of the off-season, what off-season segment on today's show, given the fact that you're rating nachos, we still got to fit in a few of those. We'll do one before Beer of the Week here.
Okay.
We kept teasing it throughout the week, but Benny, you can chime in on this as well. How many 20-plus goal scorers will feature on the Edmonton Oilers roster for this upcoming season? Bing, 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 bing. Right, this is kind of, you can wait. There's a few off the top of your head, and I know Benny's doing the math here.
I'm trying to
2+. Yeah,
2+. Right. Well, and some folks.
I think 3 is a lock.
3, yeah,
for sure. I'm leaning.
What would you set it? Maybe an over/under, if that's more of a fair.
5.5.
Okay.
So McDavid, Draisaitl.
Over the under.
I'm debating between 5 or 6.
I could go slightly under at a 5.
Yeah, because you got McDavid, Draisaitl. Hyman's gonna get 20.
Yep.
You hope for Nuge to get 20.
Should get 20.
Yep. And then if Bouchard has a better year on the power play, you would think he gets 20.
Yeah.
And then it's like after that, does
Mangiapane?
Does Mangiapane do it?
Right.
Does Eichauer do it? Does Matt Savoy do it? Does who knows? Maybe Adam Henrique kind of comes back.
Somebody could pop off.
There are guys that can do it. So it's I think the line 5.5 I think is fair. I'll say under, but I wouldn't be shocked. Yeah.
5.5. Where are you going, Nasty Chat in Paris Jewelers inbox 780-218-9999.
Colson's in a contract year, is he not?
Yep.
Contract years is something to follow too.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an offensive team.
Frederick, new contract.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's not. Yeah.
I don't know if he will. It's just like he's one of those guys that needs to prove that he earns that contract.
He can be involved in the conversation.
You have a Connor McDavid and a Leon Draisaitl. You're gonna get if you get hot, they're gonna put you with one of those two guys, and then you can multiply. Right. So it's a question of if anyone really gets hot.
Chris the plumber and Lucas chiming in. Chuck Mangione as well. Rest in peace. The trumpeter guy, but most famous King of the Hill. He featured on a few of those episodes as well at the Megalomart, where they always had the come in and meet Chuck Mangione and you get 10% off your car battery or whatever. Yeah, King of the Hill. Yeah, absolutely. I'm here for that. Finger poke of doom, Hampton Steve says. The same night also that Mick Foley won his first championship on Raw. It was a taped Raw, so Nitro spoiled it. Millions of viewers turned the channel to watch that rather than the finger point of doom. Was one of the seminal events in turning the Monday Night Wars. There was a lot of history happening around that time, and I, for the life of me, can't really bring the timeline back off the top of my head, but lots of things would go on Monday, both in the WWF realm and the WCW realm. But that's 3 questions too many for the great staff at Park Mazda. One more Nacho review, and then we'll have a sports update and Sobeys Liquor Beer of the Week to come.
All right, number 11, Stanley Park Brewing in Stanley Park.
Ooh.
Ready?
All right. Sounds good.
My mother-in-law always encouraged me to take time and smell the roses. For the most part, I've made an effort to follow the example she set. Stanley Park in beautiful downtown Vancouver presents a conundrum. They have roses coming out of the wazoo, but who has the time to smell any of them? With several world-class beaches, an impressive aquarium, the Lionsgate Bridge, the seawall, giant ancient redwood cedars, beach volleyball courts, outdoor swimming, tennis, pickleball courts, basketball courts, sailing, totem poles, a lighthouse, and even lawn bowling greens, the list of things to do and see is endless. Now add to that Stanley Park Brewing's gorgeous restaurant and patio. It is from this beautiful covered patio on a perfect day in the city that we enjoyed our 11th nachos on this journey. Even coverage of standard marble cheese over toasted triangles that had probably been left in the broiler a moment too long, had diced tomatoes and green onions with cilantro and jalapenos with average salsa and sour cream. The addition of great company and my niece and her parents made for a great lunch and a great time. The next time I am in Stanley Park, you can add these nachos to the roses. One more thing, I won't have time to stop and smell. 6 out of 10.
So what were the thorns in that made it like...
Overcooked. They overcooked it.
Because sometimes I don't mind a bit of a burn.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can overdo it.
It's a tight game.
You can overdo it,
walking
and all
a real
of a sudden,
thin line.
You get a bit of a acidic taste to the corn nacho.
Photo
sure.
With this one, I wouldn't, just for my own personal, I know the viewers and listeners can't really...
Yeah.
That's decent. Nice presentation.
Yeah, fine enough.
So that's review number 11?
Number 11.
So we have one more to go.
One more
to go. We'll save that for the wrap for William Huff. That's coming up after a Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. Yes, this whole thing, it's been a show-long segment of that's good for the Italian Center Shop.
That's good.
If you're looking to load up for tonight's Elks Riders game, Italian Center Shop is where you can go. Panino's
Can you imagine
pizzas.
the cheeses you could get from there to put on a nachos?
Well, what we should have done, and I blame myself in hindsight here, is I should have went there and made the Italian Center. Because they have, I'm sure they have a chip or even a cracker, a nice European cracker.
First of all, they do have the chips.
You can
guaranteed.
Yeah.
But the cheese selection is out of this world.
And think of the protein.
Oh,
I could go to the deli counter.
Oh my goodness!
And just get.
You're killing me. Let's go right now.
It's a date.
Shut it down.
I got work to do though.
No.
We're moving.
That's right. You have. You have acoustic barrier to
tasks
remove.
to complete here at the HQ. Benny's got a sports update for Sully's Sports Bar and Lounge. We'll be back. Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. Your chance at $50 to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. Peter Bishop will be joining us, CEO of ZGM Drinks. We'll be sampling some gin for your Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. Will Fraser in for Dustin Nielsen. Lieutenant Eric, this is Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta.
The Alouettes came out on top against the Stampeders in a thriller last night. Down by 7 in the fourth quarter, Montreal rallied with 3 straight field goals from Jose Maltos, including a 58-yarder to win it late. MBT threw for 280 yards, and Tyler Snead grabbed 7 catches for 103 yards. Both teams now sit at a 5-2 record. CFL Week 8 continues tonight in Regina as the Elks take on the Roughriders. Cody Fajardo gets the start at quarterback for Edmonton. Kickoff is at 7. The Green and Gold Kickoff Show is starting tonight at 6 o'clock on Edmonton Sports Talk with Matt Awanek and Jay Milne. You can listen to that live. The Blue Jays kept their momentum going with the 11-4 win over the Tigers. Ernie Clement and Joey Lapafrito hit back-to-back homers in the 5th inning. Game 2 goes tonight with Jose Barrios starting for Toronto and Montero for Detroit. First pitch at 5:10. The Riverhawks got back in the win column with a 9-1 victory over the Apple Sox. They're in Kelowna tonight to start a 3-game set against the Falcons. First pitch is scheduled for 6:35. The Stingers are on the road in Winnipeg to face the Sea Bears. Edmonton is looking to improve to 12-7. Tip-off is at 6:30. The Hurricanes have signed forward Jackson Blake to an 8-year deal worth $445 million deal. Blake played 80 games in his rookie season, finishing 34 points. At the 3M Open, Canadian Adam Svensson leads the field at 11 under. He tees off this morning at 11:54. This sports update is brought to you by Selly Sports Bar and Lounge. With wall-to-walls TVs, daily food and drink specials, it's the best place to be for every Elks game. Every day is game day at Selly Sports Bar and Lounge. On the other side of the break, Safeway Sobeys and Liquor Beer of the Week. With Lieutenant Eric Will Fraser, I'm Ben Thompson, and you're up to date.
Welcome back to the third hour of the Nielson Show. We're taking you home for another week here. Lieutenant Eric Will Fraser in for Dustin Nielsen, and Benny getting everything set here as well. You heard him on the sports updates all morning, and we are coming to you live from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio. Time now for Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week, and it is not a beer this week. It is nice to have a change every once in a while. We're joined by Peter Bishop, CEO, I want to make sure I get this right, of Z or ZGM Drinks. It's what's the Canadian way of doing it? I always get the
Z's Canadian, yeah.
ZGM Drinks. He is in studio this morning. We thank Peter for his time. He's not messing around this morning. We got it all here. We'll get into the details of what we're sampling. But I wanted to start off with, because when I mentioned to Will this morning that Peter Bishop will be joining us, your mind Test. All right, back on. Beautiful. Board went out, hey? That happens?
No. Once again,
yeah.
If there was any problems, it was your internet connection, not ours.
Yeah. Check your internet. Pay your bills, damn it. All of you collectively out there losing audio. So again, Peter Bishop here, ZGM Brewing. Just to recap, we got the gin. You were talking about Shrub cocktails, and the mind goes to a bush, but that's not entirely the case.
No, so it's an old process of basically using vinegars to preserve fruits and vegetables.
Okay.
That's it in a nutshell. That's what it was for many, many centuries. And then finally in the 1900s, it became big in cocktail culture.
Okay.
Right? So people realized, hey, this actually tastes pretty good. Let's keep doing this. And to date, bartenders will still have it in their back shelves. They'll have little mason jars of shrubs at some select bars, but it's been a bit of a secret. So
are they still using a vinegar to preserve? Okay.
Yeah. So the process is basically you're breaking down fruits and vegetables with sugars and then infusing it with vinegar and letting the vinegar settle and it kind of mellows and just becomes crazy flavor. So when I first started this, I was in New York and I came across a sweet potato drink in the middle of the night at this bar called the Bink.
As you do.
It's very late.
I love this story.
It was very late. I'd had enough that this was going to make a ton of sense to me.
Yeah.
But I was like, what is this? This is crazy. And the bartender explained to me that they broke down sweet potatoes with brown sugar.
Okay.
And then infused it with balsamic vinegar. And one of the best cocktails I've ever had in my life.
Right.
Like, it was just so complex and so different. The vinegar gives it this refreshing note at the end of it. Like, this is amazing. So I'm going to make shrubs from now on.
Okay. So what kind of vinegar are we talking about?
I'm thinking
everyone else is thinking
cleaning
white
vinegar here. Yeah,
exactly.
You mentioned the balsamic. I know red wine's mentioned in the
Yeah, we use different types. In the case that we launched here, we're using red wine vinegar, but it really depends on the flavors. Red wine vinegar goes really well with berries and those types of things, and apple cider vinegar is pretty harsh. You just got to be careful with it. And balsamic's got so much personality, you got to be careful it's not competing. So it's just whatever works. But it's just basically a fruit or vegetable, some sort of sweetener. It can be honey, it can be sugar, and then vinegar, right? Any kind of vinegar.
So you got 4 options, I do believe, with the Stickler mixer here. Variety pack, you can get 8 right now. $23.99 is the deal. Where did you want to start, I guess, in terms of sampling today?
Yeah, well, we got a little bit of a sweet. We have grapefruit, cranberry, orange, blackberry lemon, and then a pineapple jalapeno. It's usually best to start with the more sour and kind of work our way to the right.
That makes sense,
my right. So we could start there?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay.
This is great. Once again, text in right now, vinegar to 780-218-9999. Text vinegar, and we'll put you in the big hat, the big drum, and you could win $50 to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor.
You took, not Shrub. You want to go with vinegar.
Well, because you know what's funny? You were talking about pickled vegetables on your nachos, and I think that's the good tie-in here. So vinegar is kind of the word of the day.
It's polarizing. We tend to people either love it or hate it when it comes to the word vinegar, but once they try it, it's very different. So you probably get a little bit on the nose, but as you give it a go,
but it's interesting. It's actually mellowing. The grapefruit a little bit. Like
I'm not a big grapefruit. I don't like the sting of that. So this helps me. Okay, well, cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Oh my goodness, could that be?
This is unique.
Yeah.
I like this.
It makes a big difference when you're using real ingredients. So we're using real grapefruits, real fruit all the way through, but there's no preservatives, there's no artificial flavors. It's just literally fruit, vinegar, a little bit of cane sugar, soda water, and gin.
Yeah.
Gin's the other piece.
And gin gin has been my summer drink this year. Sure. Gin, a little soda, and a little lime, but I like the gin.
And if you look at the forecast, it's actually supposed to get pretty hot next week.
This is where it's at.
Yeah.
Get it on special now. Once again, $23.99. You get the 8-pack. It's the Stickler mixer.
Okay. So next up, we have cranberry orange. So a little bit of the tart, but starting to get a little sweeter. And you'll notice with a lot of these, even if you're a gin hater, you really can't taste the gin. It just bursts.
Yeah, this isn't like a absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I find gin is much like whiskeys in that when you have people go, well, I don't like that. You go, well, you just don't like the gin that you
haven't
had.
explored the
right. Like it's gin's not one thing.
100%.
Right.
Yeah. It's like bourbon. Everyone starts off with Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think I like that. And you're like, well. No one likes that. Like,
and sorry, the second again is the
this is cranberry orange.
Cranberry
right?
orange.
So a little bit of that tartness from the cranberries, but sweetness from the orange. Different drink. Same red wine vinegar in the background.
This is a refreshing one.
That red wine vinegar is really working for me. Like, that is so funny. I think I'm having a similar experience to what you had the first time where you're like, why is this working
It's
so well?
insane. So typically you cut sweetness with sours, right?
Yeah.
Like lemons and limes. But in this case, we're still using an acid, but it's vinegar. It's just different. And that's what I love about it. It's just, it brings a different flavor, a different kind of refreshing note to things.
Yeah, the word might chase you. Like, it's just, I would have never thought adding that with this would work so well, but it is. Halfway down, where are we going next?
So this is blackberry lemon. This is our OG favorite, right? This is the one that sells really well for us, as to date. Again, a little sweeter, but this is super fun.
Now you're building a nacho plate to go along with one of these.
Yeah, we've been.
What are you throwing on that nacho?
Each flavor, yeah.
We've been talking about doing a bit of a collab, especially with this next one coming up, which is the pineapple jalapeno. It makes perfect pizza. But yeah.
Where would you go, Peter, for your nachos? I mean, selfishly, we give you any choice of ingredients. You're building a plate. What are you doing?
For just building out nachos?
Yeah. Because everybody's got their own little way of doing it, I guess.
Like
you can have a protein if you like, but
everyone has their own.
Yeah.
Do you need the guac?
I do.
You
yeah. I like making my own too.
Well, actually, this with a guac, that would be that sort of the fattiness of
Sure.
the. Oh man, now you're predicting my Friday night.
Nachos, I just like lots of stuff. Like the higher, the better. And there's some places where
It's
it
a
looks
flat
like it looks like they just made it in their microwave. And there's others that are just like loaded up. But chips without cheese is essentially
nothing more disappointing than taking that first one and then the whole top layer comes off with it, and then there's just nothing but dry chips at the bottom.
Okay, so this last one, jalapeno,
pineapple jalapeno.
I've been looking forward to this one.
So lots of flavor in this one, lots of jalapeno flavor, not a lot of kick, right? We dialed it down. I had it very high. We dialed it down so it'll build up over time, but we don't want to eat people who are worried about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You get that. Oh yeah. Because we've had some of those beers too with like a spice to it.
Yeah. A lot of
This isn't
people
too
are
over.
afraid of spicy things.
Sure.
Especially in this area of the world.
Oh,
where
yeah.
We're
The
all
palate isn't.
we're all
yeah.
Ukrainian farmers to a certain extent. And so, but what I always try to explain to people, that jalapeno actually almost lends a smokiness, like a really
it's not
subtle,
spicy to the
and it's got that with the pineapple is fantastic.
Yeah, that's a hell of a pairing.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, if you're gonna have nachos, this is what you want to have with it. Yeah.
ZGM Drinks, do you want to just give us I know Stickler, this type of thing, and you mentioned the Shrub stuff, but what else do you guys got going on? Are you Edmonton based? What's the deal here with the company?
Yeah, we are. So ZGM Marketing is a marketing company.
Okay.
We've been doing it for 20 years. We have offices in Calgary and Edmonton and Vancouver, and we've been helping people make products successful for a very long time, to the point where we're like, maybe we should make our own product.
Right.
Good idea.
You got tired of everyone only taking 90% of your advice.
Right,
And you're like,
yeah.
what if they listened to everything we told them?
So we're like, let's make a drink. How hard can it be? Turns out really hard, right?
Yeah.
But that was the task to me. It was just like, hey, Pete, I'm one of the partners, and they knew I had a background in cocktail culture, and they're like, okay, well, come up with something. And I'd already been
no pressure
in Shrub, totally easy, done. But I was already steeped into the Shrub, so I'm like, okay, well, I've never seen this before. Let's start with this, and that's what we did. And it's nice because we had the whole team helping with the branding and the illustrations on the can, and all of that stuff's easy. The learning the ins and outs of the beverage industry, that's been the drinking
this
from a fire
phenomenal.
hose, right?
This is a revelation.
This is great stuff. I'm glad because I jokingly say it's usually beers and you have IPA, variations on a theme, but this is really kind of out there in terms of way different. And I some people don't like change, but this is something you can really get behind. But
no one likes change.
I'm just saying, this is something, again, if the vinegar, I know we're talking about it, but if that type of thing scares you, I know we said the spice and everything, this is it. And as you mentioned, with the temperatures, improving next week,
this is
perfect case to have on hand.
Absolute thirst quencher.
Whether you're entertaining or for yourself, $23.99 for a variety pack. That's 8 in the Stickler mixer. Once again, Peter, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. Appreciate the samples and
Good
all
luck
that.
in the multiverse. Yep.
Yes. How many seasons did that show have?
5.
Anyways? Are we expecting a 6?
I'm going to say too many.
At least you're not Googleable. That's the main thing here that we're taking away. Peter Bishop, Z or Z again. It's like spelling Michael. I can never get it right. ZGM Drinks or ZGM Drinks, depending on where you live. CEO, thank you so much for joining us again.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Pleasure.
Peter.
Text Vinegar 780-218-9999 Vinegar, and you might win $50 to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. Benny, play the music, and we'll just do the musical chairs here. That was different and great. I might help myself to a second little taster cup here, Will Fraser. I don't know which one you've got an eye on here, but I know that
the jalapeno one.
Yeah, the pineapple jalapeno was.
What's the best one there?
Well, Benny, come on.
Pour me one.
Set and setting, buddy.
What do we think we give Benny?
Actually, starting him off with the grapefruit. Like, do you like grapefruit?
I don't mind it.
That's going to be probably the best grapefruit you've
Get yourself a pull. We'll knock you down the 4 here as well, and we'll see what you have to say. But once again, Vinegar, 780-218-9999. Text it in, and you'll be going in the drum for $50.
Red wine vinegar. We should clarify.
Well, because you hear the word vinegar, and again, my thoughts, when you hear vinegar, the common person, you kind of think, it's white. It's a real pungent type of... Not so much.
No.
The balsamic, the red wines, the apple ciders, all that. And when you find a good pairing for it, which they have here, boy, to the moon.
This would go so well with nachos. Like I'm tasting it right now.
Yeah.
I totally see what you're saying.
Yeah. And again, with the temperatures, I would say get a case for yourself, tuck it away, get a case for the company, so you can entertain, and you will be blowing their minds, guaranteed. Because I know we're in the day and age of the no laws with White Claws, all that. There's all these alternatives now, summer drinks, the vodka, all that type of stuff. But this is a very cool side road to all those.
And quite a tale to tell. Like, now you get to be the actually guy at whatever table you're at, talking about Shrub cocktails.
That's exactly. You can probably even use his yam story if you want.
Actually.
Yeah. I was in New York once, and do it all. It's fine. Peter won't mind.
Yeah.
He's a big movie star.
Yeah. He's a big movie star.
He's a big star.
Yeah.
Once
he was in Ocean's 12.
And Mighty Ducks. Last call, Vinegar, 780-218-9999. Let's get into the... we'll continue giving Benny this feast here. What was the next one?
I think it was Blackberry Lemonade.
Here, yeah. I'll be mum.
Yeah.
Benny, get this down your gullet here.
Your mother.
Yeah, we'll keep lining them up, yeah. Line them up. The wrap for William Huff, if you want your place to look as good as ours, and what our new place will look like as well, as William Huff, Bruce Simpson and the team working tirelessly to get us set for the new place. Visit them, WilliamHuff.com, in business since 1992 or 1952, so you know they're incredible what they do, WilliamHuff.com. What did we learn on the show today, boys?
We learned that you are not a confident Roughriders fan. No, you never really have been, but
That's part of being a Roughriders fan.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
but
confidence does not exist.
But there is reason for hope for the local town Elks and potential misery if you're a Roughriders fan.
Hope is a weird word. I would say that there's the door is open.
Yes,
here.
Yep,
and
we'll see.
you have to take advantage of it. I'm not. They can't just show up. And I know the old. Oh, that's why they play the game. I mean, and that it is why they play the game. And CFL game is always, it can get a little wacky at times. It's very wide open. But I would say today or tonight with Cody Fajardo starting, the storyline that involves him going back there, I totally see a future in which a former Rider quarterback comes back and torches the team that ultimately moved on from him. Again, lots of other things go into tonight's game, specifically the Elks defense. We talked about that with Justin Dunk earlier. And I brought up the point too. I think for Trevor Harris and all the plaudits he's getting, they've left a lot of points on the field, and we'll see if they can have that killer instinct tonight against an Elks defense who will be tested handedly. But
we also learned from Gabe Lacques that the Jays are can't miss baseball right now.
Well, we learned Gabe is just how we left him.
Yeah.
And he's a gem. He's our summer gem. He's the, I christened him the boy of summer.
Yeah.
Our
summer boy.
Our summer boy. He talked about the Jays. You can go back and listen. You're my boy, Gabe. And a little bit of what we can expect come shopping season next week as the MLB trade deadline does approach as well. Ben?
This one's real good.
The third one?
No, it's the second one you get. The darker.
You're still in the second?
The darker.
Yeah.
The blackberry.
Which one is that?
Blackberry lemon.
Blackberry. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
I would like that probably the most. I'm a down this and give me more updates.
You got to get to the pineapple jalapeno before the show ends because we need to hear your
that's
review
easy.
of that.
That's easy.
And you're right with the spice. It's not spice hot, but it is a smokiness, and it's not. They took the seeds out, to the jalapeno joke there, but
they pithed it.
They pithed it away. I tell you. Sound of the day today.
We do have one more review. Ready?
Well, I learned on the show today that you did a British Columbia tour of nacho plates with your wife.
Yeah, my wife.
This is the final review. Take it away, Will Fraser.
Brew Hall, Vancouver. Number 12.
Big City Lights. Big City Nights.
Yeah, that's right. The perception of seasons in Canada, especially by Canadians, is that we have 10 months of winter, followed by a rush of spring, summer, and fall in the remaining 2 months. I find the cliche to be just that, false. Our perception of summer being as short as it is only due to the fact that K-12 schools last 12 months of the year. My wife and I have endeavored over the years to conquer this by sheer brute force. While our boys were of school age, we would purposely extend our summer by adding a camping trip near the beginning of June and near the end of September every summer season. The act of sitting in front of a campfire, roasting marshmallows and playing a game of crib or reading a book as a family took what could feel like a near blip of summer fun and extended it to the infinite.
And beyond.
On one of these summer extended trips, we invited my brother and sister-in-law and our nieces, Sydney and Caden. Seeing as the girls had not been camping before, we tried to make the experience as seamless as possible by having me and the boys head out in advance to set up camp. My brother and sister-in-law, as well as my wife, all worked late and piled into my brother-in-law's pickup truck with the nieces and made it to camp well past sundown. As they approached the park gates, with the sky being overcast, there was not much to see but the headlights of oncoming vehicles. At the end of a long day, Sydney and Caden were sleepy, and my wife encouraged them to let sleep take them, telling them in her most comforting way that they could go to sleep, and when they woke up tomorrow, they would be in the mountains. Sydney, who to this day is an absolute literalist in all conversations, looked at her aunt in horror and asked, "In the mountains?" The next morning, Sydney woke up to great relief, not buried underneath several tons of granite, and I was lucky enough to be there when she got her first glimpse of the mountains she woke up next to. In our hunt for nachos, the same Sydney, now a confident, smart, young, beautiful young woman, exclaimed to us in the same literalist tones that we have to have the nachos at her workplace because they are the best.
Okay. We're getting to the
nachos arrived on a cafeteria tray, well proportioned and perfectly banked, baked with cheese, a generous spread of toppings, roasted street corn, black beans, diced tomatoes, crumbled feta, and a finishing lattice of sour cream streusel on top. Standard Valentina hot sauce on the side. Just like when Sydney woke up next to the mountains and not in them, these nachos may not be the best nachos, but they are the best we had in Vancouver. 8 out of 10.
That's a trip.
Right.
Corn.
Street corn, right?
I think the first appearance of corn in these reviews.
It was a real nice add-on.
I will take a corn. I will even take a bean.
Yeah.
On there.
Yeah.
And the streusel,
Streusel. Yeah.
That too is
a lattice of streusel. Let me show you a picture.
Valentino hot sauce can't be beat. Yeah, that's really good. Great crossing there.
Yeah.
I would prefer sour cream is a tough dipper, as it's always a little more.
So to have it
a little more hard, I don't mind it.
On
I
top,
like that.
It was a perfect.
The Valentino hot sauce it's not even really hot sauce. It's sauce. It's good sauce.
Yeah.
8 out of 10. That's where we end.
Yeah.
In Vancouver.
Yeah.
City Lights. First corn appearance.
Yeah, right?
I can't believe it. Wait until nobody had any throughout the whole journey.
Everyone else was kind of like, oh, that would have been
must be a BC thing.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyways, that's the
there you go.
That's good for the Italian Center shop. They carried us through.
That's good.
12 nacho reviews from you and your wife through the
My wife.
Beautiful British Columbia. Thank you for that, Will Fraser, and thank you to Elizabeth as well. Please pass along the great writing from the book. I don't know who kind of.
I'm getting more nachos tonight, and I'm grabbing the. Oh my goodness!
Pineapple jalapeno.
Right?
Have you been down the
Game
block
changer?
now?
Game changer.
Game changer.
Hey,
I'm gonna rank them.
Like nachos, it would be great.
Blind ranking.
Blind ranking.
But even with pizza.
Yeah.
Nacho, the jalapeno.
It's a good kick. I'm surprised I like that one as much as I do.
Yeah.
It's not a flavor I think I would. Blackberry lemon at 1, pineapple jalapeno 2.
Okay.
And then I'll go grapefruit 3, cranberry.
It's hard because it makes it sound like number 4.
No, but they're all great.
Yeah. Somebody's got to occupy
Someone's
that
got to be
spot.
at 4.
Yeah.
Someone's got to be at 4.
Yeah.
They're all great. Wow, that was a kick from
Big
pineapple.
Maple in the Nasty Chat says pineapple jalapeno stickler with El Pastor tacos would be a deadly pairing. And now, he's talking your language now. Yeah. Text of the day this morning. Stove's got it. We found the answer to the burning question from the Crack Pack today for Wayne's Sports Cards. Who won Lady Bing, Art Ross, and the Hart Trophy all in 1 year for 2 consecutive years? We cracked an OPG 88 sticker pack. Benny did. They had the questions. They did not have the answers.
No answers.
I think you got to send away for the.
I said it was on the gum.
Yeah. Stove, Stan Makita is the answer you were looking for. So we'll roll with that. Stove, you win text of the day today. Sound of the day today.
Oh, he's got me potted down.
Oh, there you go. Do it again.
You ready?
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. A bell for Benny. A horn for Benny. A didgeridoo for Benny.
I was tested today on the show. Not tested.
You went through the process. And that's what he's doing. All of these things are him controlling behind the scenes to make you work. And you know what? An hour 3 conch as well for Benny.
Thank you, boys.
YouTube Trev will be back Monday from holidays, so will Dustin Nielsen, but Benny filling in this week. An admirable job as we learned playing hurt as well.
Yeah.
As you've kind of...
Dustin, if you're listening,
playoffs.
Be safe. There's rattlesnakes out there.
I still want him in the Alan Grant getup with the short khakis and the big boots. And
Watch where you're stepping, though, and check those cowboy boots before you put them on.
We're already over the clock. Hangouts coming up next for Will Fraser and for Dustin Nielsen. He'll be back Monday for Benny, filling in for you too, Trev. I'm Lieutenant Eric. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy tonight. Elks Riders Green and Gold kickoff show. Maddie and Milne coming your way at 6 tonight. Thank you to everyone listening. Have a great weekend. This is the Nielsen Show. Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta.